All right, welcome everybody. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're streaming live. Welcome to Worldwide Sport Updates, the debut by yours truly, Joseph Hadid, and I am glad to be your host this evening on this Friday night. I hope everybody is ready for a fantastic weekend. As I am, and we're ready to get the ball rolling. I hope everybody's doing great out there on this Friday night. Hopefully, everybody has a great weekend. I don't know what your plans are going to be, but welcome to the debut of Worldwide Sport Updates. I'll be your host throughout, this amazing podcast that I will be, moving forward with and committing to, and enjoying what I love to do best. So this is an amazing feeling, folks. I mean, I'm glad to share this with you all, and to bring this community together. This is going to be extremely amazing moving forward. No doubt about it. I love it. Sharing this with everybody, and this is going to be some awesome stuff. I mean, no doubt about it. No doubt. I mean, you think about it, when you have everybody around you and you gathering everybody together, bringing the whole community together. Not to mention, this is just truly an amazing feeling. And ladies and gentlemen, this is, by the way, streaming on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram. Again, TikTok, YouTube channel, everything, folks. Strap on your seatbelts. This is going to be a 4-hour show. So welcome to Worldwide Sports Updates, the debut by yours truly. And we're about to get underway here. I'm about to tell you exactly what this is all about. How's this going to unfold? How all of this is going to transpire? What is going to be brought to the table here? What is Worldwide Sport Updates truly all about? So here's how it's going to come all together. All right, this is only the debut. This is only the introduction, and I'm glad to share this with you all. So moving forward, what Worldwide Sport Updates is going to be about is going to be basically covering what's happening around the world of sports, around the community of our sports generation. And that's going to be football, basketball, and baseball. So basically, it's all coming. It's basically bringing all the information that everybody truly desires and needs. Those are the main three aspects. It's football, basketball, and baseball, folks. That's what are going to be the three main ingredients that we're going to be covering and talking about. All the other stuff is basically going to be, if I have nothing else to talk about on this sports show, I will throw in some NHL hockey news there. I will throw some soccer news. I will throw some boxing news, especially the boxing generation and the industry of our sports, and boxing is so popular now. Not to mention Wilder and I believe who's the matchup for tomorrow? Wilder and Tyson Fury. So that'll be a matchup tomorrow that everybody's definitely looking forward to. Getting their popcorn ready. It's going to be a great boxing matchup. I'll talk about that a little bit more going on to this show. Also, I have a podcast phone number, folks. If you want to get on here and you want to call me so I can get you on air, feel free to let me know. The phone number, again, is 610-330-7698. I will get you guys on air. We will talk sports, anything you need to talk about, sports gambling, your predictions. What do you feel is going to be, the focal point for that team to getting that victory? All right, so I want to be committed to this, folks. This is my passion. This is what I love to do, and I want to bring it to you guys all, and I want to share it with you all. And it is something that I've desired since I was a kid. I've been in my blood since day one. And I'm truly glad to share it with you all. And this is again, I am just happy. I am thrilled and excited at the same time. Now, I hope everybody could hear me, by the way. I don't know if the audio is working. Please let me know. Comment if you guys hear the audio perfectly good. Please let me know before we. I might be mumbling and nobody can hear me. So we don't want that to happen on our debut of Worldwide Sport Updates. So if you guys can hear me, please let me know. I truly appreciate it, so we can get the ball rolling here. All right. So a lot of people are wondering, who am I? People all the folks out there, to the sports community out there, to all the world. If you guys don't know who I am Joey Hadid, yours truly, Pennsylvania native, born and raised all my life here. So this is what I bring. I am very passionate. I am people-oriented person, kind of guy. I love to talk sports. If you like to interact with me, you're basically, this is the guy you're looking at to interacting with. So I like to bring everything to the table, and when it comes to sports information. And now a lot of people are wondering, why World Sports Update? Why did this all come about? What is the main focal point for people to come and tune in to your podcast? What is different than any other podcast that we have to come and listen to you? There is ESPN out there. There is Sports Center out there. What is the main reason you want people to come tune in to Worldwide Sport Updates? And the reason is because I am passionate about this. I love it. I breathe in and out. And again, I do my research throughout the whole week and I deliver it to you. No doubt about it. Nonetheless, I give the best of my ability. I mean, a lot of people out there have a lot of busy lives. They can't tune in. And, we know that. People don't, tend to always watch sports or tune in to what's happening in the latest of our sports community, our sports generation. And this is what it's all about. So this is why World Sport Updates is committed. Your host is committed to delivering sports to you each and every day. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you, bro. Welcome to the show. I'm glad. Please tune in. It's a 4-hour show. All right. If you get bored, please let me know. But feel free to have popcorn, have Mediam on that, glued into that television set or laptop or your phone, whatever it may be, and just enjoy this podcast. Again, thank you. I appreciate you, brother. No doubt about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you more about this podcast. All right. Why is Worldwide Sport Updates so important and valuable? All right. And it's my passion, folks. It is. A lot of people have busy lives. They can't tune in to get the sports updates they desire and need. And everybody loves sports. Everybody likes to interact with sports. And sports is the thing in our generation. And I'm committed to doing that. And I don't want to just, be glued onto a computer and share sports news by doing my research. I want to deliver it out of the goodness of my heart, out of the commitment, dedication, and out of the goodness of my heart. I want to deliver that to you guys. I really do. So here's how the schedule is going to work with Worldwide Sport Updates. Every week on Friday. Now, let's say hypothetically, hypothesis, an educated, well, I don't want to say an educated guess, but let's say, for an example, let's say I cannot make a podcast live, all right? This is what's going to happen. It's going to be a recorded live. I'm going to record it on Thursday, and I'm going to publish the video onto my YouTube channel, onto my sports pages on Friday, exactly where that important story is unfolding, folks. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not looking too pretty. All right, there's a controversy in Jacksonville. So I might be reporting next week from Jacksonville exactly what's going on with Jacksonville Jaguars and Urban Meyers and Trevor Lawrence. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you this right now. If the Jacksonville Jaguars do not pick up a win this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe they're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I could be wrong. Actually, they're not playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're playing the Miami Dolphins. Let me check. Hold on. Bear with me here, folks. Uh, so the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing. Actually, the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing the Titans. Yes, they're playing the Tennessee Titans. I like Tennessee. Tennessee is favored. All right, no doubt about it. Again, you cannot bet against Derrick Henry. All right, and the way that Tennessee Titans team is just playing right now. I like Tennessee in that game, but let's say Jacksonville picks up a win, then that controversy is pretty much out of the proportion. All right, I mean we could pretty much say okay, they finally figured out how to pick up a victory and come together as a team and win. But let's say they don't pick up a win. Let's say they're winless again. They go 0-5. Thoughts on the Cowboys and Giants? I will get to that. Welcome, Steven. Thank you very much for tuning in, my friend. I appreciate you. I will get to everything, buddy. Don't worry, I got you. I'm all yours tonight. I'm all yours. I'm your boy. We got this. We got this. I mean, I don't want to talk so much NFL. I'm gonna leave that until the Sunday morning show. Again, I mean, I don't want to throw so much NFL out there, but I am gonna recap Week 4, and I'm gonna give out actually Thursday night football highlights from the Rams versus the Seahawks game. Again, update on Russell Wilson. I'm gonna throw all that out there, so we'll get to the latest. But again, folks, let me talk about the Jaguars and Titans game again. Titans are my favorite for that matchup. Now, let's say Jaguars pick up. It's a division rival game, by the way. So let's say the Jacksonville Jaguars pick up a victory. Then, you know what? The controversy and the proportion from Jacksonville is over and done with. Okay? But let's say the Jacksonville Jaguars don't pick up a win. I am going to report from there next week on Friday. I'm going to publish it. All right? That's going to be the important news coming from Jacksonville. I'm going to give out important information, and not to mention, I'm not going to go into the Urban Meyers controversy, all right? You know, what's going on with him. You know, who goes to a bar, all right? I mean, a head coach that needs to set a good example decides to go to a bar and have a few drinks instead of watching film and preparing for his next opponent. I do not want to get to all that. I really don't. I mean, what kind of example are you setting to the team by going to the bar and having a few drinks rather than watching film on the team that you lost, which was the Cincinnati Bengals, which was a great matchup, by the way. And the Jaguars were definitely clicking. I mean, they had some holes to fill, but they definitely gave a great matchup to the Cincinnati Bengals. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals, by the way, who are 3-1 on the season. But again, how do you go to a bar after losing to the Bengals rather than watching film, going over your game plan and how to strategize and come up with a different scheme for the Tennessee Titans, but you go to a bar and have a few drinks? I mean, what kind of example are you setting in that locker room to that organization? You're letting your team down. You're letting that organization down. You're letting the fans down, so to speak. I don't want to talk about that, but that's next week's important news right there. If Jacksonville does not pick up a win this week, next week, Jacksonville is going to be the hottest topic of them all. No doubt about it. I will get to them next week if they cannot pick up a victory this upcoming Sunday. So we'll get to all that. We'll get to all that for sure. Again, we're gonna talk about more, folks. I mean, I'm gonna tell you everything that you guys need to know. Now, again, why Worldwide Sport Updates? All right, why the podcast? What's the reason for it? Why do you want people to tune in? I mean, what will be the difference maker here? Folks, this is my approach and game plan to you, okay? Every Friday, I'm going to talk sports with everybody here, all right? I'm going to give out sports news that's happening throughout the whole week. Monday through Thursday, I do my research and I deliver it here on my podcast. And basically, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is yours. It's the fans interacting with everybody throughout the whole week on Friday. All right, this is what it's all about. Saturday, it's going to be all about college football, about Major League Baseball playoffs, NBA news. I will talk about that. NHL hockey, I will talk about all that. It will be all covered. No doubt about it, folks, on Saturday. But Saturday, the focal point is going to be college football. That's going to be That's going to be the mainest topic right there is college football, folks. That's what I'm going to be talking about. That's what I'm going to be committed to, and that's what I'm going to be delivering to you. It's going to be the focus. The focus point is going to be college sports on Saturday. And tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the segment of 7 o'clock p.m. to 11, we will go over college sports that are happening live, and we will go over it. And we'll talk and see. We'll see how Penn State does. They're supposed to go against, I believe, Iowa. They're going against Iowa tomorrow. Let me check. Hold on. And again, by the way, it's week 6 of college football, right? So it will be Penn State versus Iowa, ladies and gentlemen. Both undefeated teams, folks. It'll be the number 4 seed, Penn State, Nittany Lions, versus the number 3 seed, Iowa. Great matchup, nonetheless, tomorrow. So that's going to be a great matchup. We'll go over it. So we'll see, how everything unfolds with that game. I might give it to you live. By the way, do I look dressed okay today? I look good. Look at this. Perfect teeth. Dressed appropriately. The microphone is there. I mean, this is an amazing Friday night. I'll tell you what. I mean, when you talk about a guy on live right now having amazing teeth and looking fresh, this is what it's all about. I mean, yeah, this is what it's all about. Having beautiful, amazing teeth. Not to mention, you're clean shaved. This is amazing stuff. I can't believe it. I'm actually falling in love right now. I mean, not to say and per se, but no, this is amazing. This is really is. I mean, I cannot believe I'm actually having a great night here. With great, amazing teeth and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway. All right. Anyway, so folks, yeah. So whether you're a baseball fan, whether you're a basketball fan, whether you're a football fan, folks, this is what it's all about. And on Sunday, folks, it's going to be a 4-hour show, 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. All right. I will be talking NFL, predictions, injuries, fantasy sports. I know a lot of people like their fantasy sports out there. Fantasy sports, NFL, all about NFL, injuries. We'll go through some predictions, everything, folks. We'll do all that. I'll throw some NBA news throughout the Sunday morning segment. And we'll talk predictions, folks. I mean, we'll go over week 5 on Sunday morning, folks. Sunday is going to be all about the NFL. All right, 4-hour show Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We'll talk NFL. We'll talk some Major League playoffs. We will talk college. Well, I mean, I don't want to talk college sports, but we'll talk about recap of week 6 here and there. All right, so we'll do that. I'll do that for you guys, no doubt about it. All right, week 6, we'll talk about that. We'll talk on Sunday morning. We'll talk everything that unfolded on Saturday, week 6 of college football. But again, folks, yeah, so it's basically all NFL, Major League playoffs, NBA news, everything you need to know in the scoop of the loop. All right. So this is what I'm committed to, folks. This is what I'm committed to. This is what WorldWide Sport Updates is going to be all about. Giving out all the information that happened throughout the week on Friday, giving it to you and the bottom of my heart with research, commitment, dedication, everything, folks. I am desired to do that for you. And then on Saturday, it's all about college football. And then Sunday, again, all about the NFL, recapping week 6 of college football. And not to mention college basketball is right around the corner. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? College basketball is just like right around the corner. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So lots to talk about, folks. Lots to talk about. Absolutely. I mean, and this is what it's all about. So this is what Worldwide Sport Updates is all about, folks. It's just being committed to what I love to do best. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, everybody. I'm not going to be able to deliver everything that's happening in the generation of our sports. It's impossible. It's just impossible. I cannot deliver everything, but I will do the best I can to deliver everything. Because I am doing research and I'm delivering this to you before I even get on air. So this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I cannot believe I look so good tonight. Again, look at the beautiful teeth. Look at this. I'm well dressed. I mean, oh my god. I mean, are you guys enjoying the brand new? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, this is amazing stuff. This is definitely amazing stuff. All right, let's talk about week 4. All right. I mean, again, I don't want to talk about the recap of the games, but I want to talk about some important news that transpired in week 4. All right. The outcome of Sunday's Ravens Broncos game had been long decided when Anthony Everett picked off Drew Luck in the closing seconds of the fourth quarter, but Baltimore still had something to play for. Everett's pick gave the Ravens the ball back with 3 seconds on the clock and a 23-7 lead. But rather than simply take a knee to run out the clock, Baltimore lined up in the shotgun and called a quarterback sweep for Lamar Jackson, who gained 5 yards and slid to the turf. Why? Because the Ravens were at risk of having their streak of 100-yard rushing game being broken. I don't know if anybody witnessed that Broncos and Ravens game where reports were coming out that they were livid. They were livid for chasing their record in garbage time. That is the hottest topic in week 4. I don't know if anybody recalled that. It was, according to sources, the Ravens were chasing that record in garbage time, and Broncos were reportedly livid, about that situation that happened. I don't know why the Ravens did that. I mean, I think Jim Harbaugh had to say something about that again. So yeah, it was during garbage time, and all of a sudden the Ravens celebrated that 100-yard rushing record being broken. The Ravens had gained at least 100 yards on the ground in 42 consecutive games, but were stuck on the 97 when Everett came up with an interception. Jackson's 5-yard gain kept the streak alive, tying the 43-game mark set by the Steelers in 1970. The Broncos weren't happy with the Ravens' decision to pad their stats in garbage time. Yeah, they weren't. What's going on, Juan? Welcome to the show, buddy. Appreciate you. And according to Mike Killis of Denver's 9 News, Baltimore coach John Harbaugh said the decision to chase the record was 100% his call. So Jim Harbaugh didn't have to say anything about it, folks. That was his call. He wanted to celebrate it through garbage time for chasing that record. But again, the Broncos were definitely livid about that. But again, what can you say? I mean, the news broke out, the media broke out about it, and the Broncos were definitely livid. I mean, the Ravens were chasing a record, and all of a sudden through garbage time, and the Broncos were just furious about that. So that was the hottest topic in week 4 of the NFL, and that's why I wanted to bring that up, and that's why I did some research about it, and that's why I had to bring that up to you folks. Bring that to attention. And then he said that was one of those things that's meaningful. Harbaugh told the reporters, it's one of those things that as a head coach, you got to be mindful of your team and your players and your coaches and what it means to them. It's a very, very tough record to accomplish, and it's a long-term record, to say the least, by Jim Harbaugh. I'm not going to say it's more important than winning the game. It is something they'll have for the rest of their lives. So it was definitely a great moment for them. And look at, they fulfilled it by breaking that record and chasing the record, chasing and breaking it through garbage time. I guess the Ravens didn't give a damn. Yeah. Jackson might not have cared about the record, but he's the one that's responsible for it. What's going on? What's going on, Anthony? Welcome to the show, buddy. So he didn't really care about it. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about winning the game, and that's what it was all about. That was the mental focus by the Baltimore Ravens, folks. It was that mental focus and just thinking about winning the game. It was pretty much crunch time mode for the Baltimore Ravens in winning that game and chasing that record and not giving a damn about garbage time nonetheless. So, but again, the Denver Broncos were definitely livid nonetheless. Yeah, Jackson, again, he did not care about that record, but he's the one responsible for it again. So first game as a Ravens started in week 11 of the 2018 season. And that dates back. That streak dates back to 2018. Thank you, Juan. So again, on his own, Jackson has accounted for 100-yard games himself in that time. Keeping that streak alive this season is especially impressive, considering the Ravens lost all 3 of their top running backs. Yup, they lost those guys. Not to mention one of their key running back they lost for the season, J.K. Dobbins. He's out. He's out for the whole season. So again, they lost all 3 of their running backs from last year. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards were lost to season-ending injuries in the preseason, and Mark Ingram to free agency. But Latavius Murray and Tyson Williams have picked up the slack. So that's awesome job by the Baltimore Ravens. Again, they're depending on Latavius Murray and Tyson Williams to come up during clutch moments. Baltimore will have the chance to surpass that the Steelers mark next week against the Indianapolis Colts on Monday night. Indianapolis has a middle-of-the-road rush defense, ranking 16 in their fewest total yards allowed and 15 in fewest yards allowed per carry. So that was Baltimore news right there for you in week 4. That was the important news of them all. And I did research on that, and I wanted to give it out to you guys. Again, it was disrespectful for the Baltimore Ravens organization. I mean, Baltimore Ravens had to chase that record through garbage time, and they did it, But again, it was disrespectful, but it is what it is. You move on. That's the nature of sports right there for you folks. And, yeah, you got, I mean, again, when you guys are happy about chasing that record, you got to celebrate, no matter what the circumstances might be, if it's during the game or after the game, they had the right to celebrate. But again, Baltimore Ravens took that. The Denver Broncos took that a little bit, too harsh. All right, more important news from week 4. Tom Brady passes Drew Brees. Congratulations to Tom Brady, the GOAT, for passing Drew Brees on becoming the NFL's all-time passing yard leader. Congratulations to Tom Brady. Folks, you know what? I want to talk about Tom Brady here real quick. It's not about age. The guy's not a human being. He definitely is not. I mean, the guy is thinking about playing up to 50 years old, for crying out loud. And he is just coming through each and every day. I mean, what does the stats look like already? 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I think it's either 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, or 11 or 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. But guys, the guy is each and every day, he just keeps breaking records. And the guy's phenomenal. He's unbelievable for his age. And the reports are coming out, according to sources, that he's going to be playing up to 50 years old. And he could do it, folks. He could do it. I mean, that game last week in week 4 against the New England Patriots was just so memorable for him. I mean, he was going through emotions. He was going through tough times, and he was going through the boos. He was going through the applause. He was going through the cheers. He was going through the boos and here and there. And you know what, folks? The guy is overcoming every aspect that's getting thrown in his way to delivering and breaking records nonetheless. I don't know how the heck he does it. I mean, and you know what, folks? This kind of reminds for everybody out there that he just keeps motivating 40 and 50-year-old, individuals. Again, age is just a number, and he just keeps motivating them that it doesn't matter how old you are, and as long as you stay healthy and consistent, mind determined, and you're fully focused, and what's going on, Seth? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you. And folks, if you think about it, if you stay healthy and consistent all the time, and if you love the nature of sport, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can keep playing this until you're 60 years old because your heart fully desires of it. And you know what, folks? I want to bring something up here. All right, based off research, based off according to sources, a lot of quarterbacks are throwing out. They're throwing out something that needs to be addressed and something that needs to be kind of approached in the NFL. And maybe Roger Goodell could be hearing this right now as he's sitting down, smoking a cigarette or a pipe, something. But if anybody wants to hear this out, folks, hear me out here real quick. The NFL, and they're making themselves really heard. They're making their voices heard that quarterbacks should be well protected. I don't know if anybody agrees with that. Do you agree that quarterbacks should be protected? They should not be sacked very well when they're under center. Lamar Jackson has addressed that, I believe. Tom Brady, again, he addressed that, with all the new rules and, especially the jersey numbers being changed. He said that quarterbacks need to be well protected under center. I don't know if anybody agrees with that. Do anybody agree with that? I mean, do you guys agree that quarterbacks need to be less pressured when they're under center? Let's ask the Giants. You're on point. You're on point. Absolutely. Let's definitely ask the Giants fans. I mean, the Giants are a sack machine. Not to mention, who else is a sack machine in the NFL? Oh yeah, let's ask the Washington football team. Let's ask what's his name? Chase Young. Hey, Chase Young, are you listening? I believe you're listening to this podcast right now, my friend. Should quarterbacks be protected while they're under center? Yo, that was an awesome question. I mean, that was well brought up too, Seth. I mean, that's amazing. We should ask the Giants fans. Should the quarterback be protected? Seriously, I mean, yo, that was awesome. That was awesome. So yeah, again, congratulations to Tom Brady breaking Drew Brees' record, completing the milestone against his former team, the New England Patriots. So again, Tom Brady does everything, man. I'll tell you what. Each and every day, he does everything, and he just overcomes all the obstacles that's being thrown at him, that's being thrown in front of him, and it is some crazy stuff. I'll tell you what. I mean, I would love to be Tom Brady's age and be able to do what he's doing. I mean, even though I'm not a professional football player, but again, I would love to have that energy, when it comes to whatever you're committed to in your life, whether it could be your significant other, or just a friendship, or just a friend in your life, whatever you have, hopefully you have that energy to go past 50 years old, go through the whole milestone, if everybody knows what I'm talking about out there. Again, so let me tell you folks something. To all my friends that are married, if you have a significant other out there and she ever tells you to throw out the garbage or, clean out the gutters of your roof, or take out the garbage, or mow the grass, you better have the energy and get off your butt at the age of 50 years old with the way Tom Brady's just performing each and every day. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. So to all my friends that are married, if your wife tells you anything, or your best friend, or your girlfriend, or whoever it may be, if they tell you, or your mother, or your grandfather, or your son-in-law, or your daughter-in-law, or whatever it may be, if they tell you to do something by the time you're like 45 or 46 years old, you better have that motivation. And if they ask you where you're getting that motivation from, tell them that I idolized Tom Brady since I was a little kid, and the guy's been playing football until the age of 50 years old. And you know what? You probably might get a round of applause for it. Yeah, I mind you not. This is motivation right here. I'm saying this to all the viewers that are tuning in right now. This is something that you might get away with. So if they tell you why are you walking on spaghetti legs, or why you have crusty legs, or where you're getting all this energy from, just tell them that I idolized Tom Brady since I was a little kid, and he's giving me the motivation to keep moving and keep strutting, to deliver what I'm committed to delivering for you each and every day. So don't neglect yourself. Don't say that you can't do it, because there's no such word as can't. I'll tell you that much. All right, so this is the best podcast ever. I mean, I think we're on a roll right now. This is the best Friday night show ever. I mean, can you guys ask for a better? Can you guys ask for a better night? Anyway, so yeah, let's just keep going here. All right. So more news to cover here for you guys. Tennessee has projected to play UFC in a new protective stadium. So that's the news that's been coming out throughout this week. The Tennessee college football team, they're projected again to play UCF in a new protective stadium. Tennessee, who is 3-2, 1-1 in the SEC conference, won its first Southeastern Conference game in Week 5 against Missouri. The Bulls now have victories against Bowling Green, Tennessee Tech, and Missouri. While suffering defeats to Pittsburgh and Florida, following Week 5 games, College Football News released bowl projections. The Bulls are projected to play UCF in the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl at Protective Stadium. Protective Stadium opened Saturday, with UAB and Liberty being the first game played in the venue, located in Birmingham, Alabama. College Football News entire bowl projections following Week 5 can be viewed. So, Tennessee Bulls football schedule. Here are their schedule for the remaining September 2. They played against Bowling Green. They won that game 38-6. So let's recap their previous games. September 11, they played against Pittsburgh. They lost 41-34 in that matchup. September 18, they beat Tennessee Tech. Again, I think that was a blowout game right there. It was 56-0. And then September 25 at Florida, they lost 38-14. And October 2 at Missouri, they beat them 62-24. So that was their last matchup. Again, October 9, I think, which is tomorrow, they will be playing against South Carolina. And then October 16th, they'll be playing against Ole Miss. October 23rd, they'll be playing against Alabama. November 6th, they'll be playing at Kentucky. November 13th, it'll be against Georgia. And November 20th, it'll be against South Alabama. And November 27th, it'll be against Vanderbilt. All right. So that's all the news coming out there from Tennessee Bulls. Again, they're expected to play in a new protective stadium against UCF. That's the latest reports that I've been researching throughout this whole week. And that was some important news that I wanted to share on this live podcast. So awesome stuff right there. Definitely, for sure. All right, so let's keep it going here. Running back Adrian James, I'm sorry, son of the NFL great Adrian James, commits to Howard. Congratulations to running back who's in the back, who runs the backfield, Adrian James. If anybody remembers Adrian James, he used to play for the Indianapolis Colts. He's a former running back. So his son has just committed to Howard. Congratulations to his son on committing to Howard. Definitely awesome stuff right there. Howard has picked up a commitment from what could end up being the HBCU's highest ranked signee in the modern recruiting era on Monday night. As three-star running back Adrian James announced that he plans to play for the Bison. Howard, who is the 247 Sports ranked as the nation's number 92 running back in the class of 2022, is the son of the NFL great and four-time Pro Bowl selection, Adrian James. He burst onto the national recruiting scene back in late August when he ran for 297 yards and 2 touchdowns in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Treasure Coast shocking upset of Plantation, Florida, American heritage. There are many reasons as to why he chose Howard. That's what he said. James told 247 Sports in a message, but one of the main reasons as to why I chose them is because of the opportunities. Is the DMV area presents and amounts of consistent interest they have shown me from the jump. The Bison are currently coached by former Power 5 assistant Larry Scott, who has plenty of ties to the Sunshine State, having played at USF and worked at both Miami and Florida. Scott told 247 Sports Direct or recruiting Steve Wilfalk last year that he was hoping to attract more high-profile recruits to Howard, especially after the basketball program. Secured the services of blue-chip big man McKeer for a season. And while James might not have 4 stars next to his name, he actually was hearing from schools like Miami, where his father went to school, Indiana and Wake Forest at different points during his recruiting process. He's going to be one of the smartest football players to play the game because I already taught him everything about the game. And he plays the position I play. The football part is easy, Adrian James told 247 Sports earlier this year when asked about Eden. I want him to enjoy this recruiting process, but at the same time, you also got to work. You got to put the work in. Nowadays, a lot of these kids get caught up in social media and all these things that are relevant. We just work. We're not looking for some ratings. He doesn't need to be a 4-star or a 5-star. That's all irrelevant. He's already got his grades. I mean, he's pretty much done with school. We're locked in on football. My main thing is that he's got to just take care of his body and get to work. That's pretty much the words of Adrian James and what he said about his son, Eden. Howard picked up his first win of Scott's tenure over the weekend, downing Sacred Heart 22-17. James becomes the 4th known commitment for the Bison in the 2022 cycle, joining safety Kendrick Green, cornerback Derek Hartley Jr., and offensive lineman Jaden Johnson. What's also interesting to know about Eden is he won't be the only one of Adrian's kids playing spots in college, as his brother Adrian James Jr. is a star basketball player at Orlando, Florida, Olympia, and reports offers from Georgetown and Florida Gulf Coast. So awesome stuff by that Adrian James family. I mean, his family is all, right now making names for themselves. And Adrian James cannot be more proud exactly of what's happening with his son, with his other son that's playing college basketball. And everything's just going awesome for that. I mean, again, hats off to them. You know, what a good way to carry off that legacy. You know, going, carrying that name over, to professional football and professional basketball. So that's definitely awesome stuff, nonetheless, no doubt about it. So hats off to Eden, and again, hats off to the rest of the James family. You know, I wish them nothing but success and their future endeavors moving forward. All right. Okay, so let's keep it rolling, shall we? All right, the Superman play at 20, Roy Williams, amazing leap, still resonates, and Red River Showdown. Teddy Lehman was twice an All-American at Oklahoma. In 2003, the stout linebacker won the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year award. The Dick Bunkus Award and the Chuck Benardick Award. In 2004, he was the second-round NFL draft pick, and he went on to spend parts of the 6 seasons with the Lions, with the Buccaneers, with the Buffalo Bills, and with the Jaguars. But at moments, he's best known for the moment he spends each October relieving. is one he said came about because he just so happened to be in the right place at the right time. He was still coming into his own back then in 2001, only hardly rushing the quarterback and counting to three before looking up at the exact right second to have history literally fall into his hands. That's when his star teammate Roy Williams took flight and etched both their names in their storied history of the Oklahoma-Texas rivalry. When the Superman play was born at the Red River Showdown, and for that, Lehman said, "I think we all owe Roy a beer." That's in his quotes. The play, which led to Lehman's touchdown and effectively won the game for Oklahoma, cemented Williams' legacy as one of the best defensive players in program history. 20 years later, ahead of the latest installment of the Red River Showdown, Saturday noon Eastern Time. ABC is where the game will be televised. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be all about Oklahoma and Texas rivalry that will be happening in college basketball. I believe tomorrow. Let's see what time that game is. Yes, that game will be tomorrow, 12 noon. So it'll be Oklahoma versus Texas. That's what this research is all about. It's about Texas versus Oklahoma. So yeah, again, Williams' teammates and coaches recalled the moment, a semifinal, a seminal play in their careers. Even if their involvement, was only a matter of luck, as Lehman insists his was. Lehman said he became the 100th play in his career during which he performed better individually. But they all play in comparison. All right, he said with a laugh. I'll ride Roy Williams cocktails for the rest of my life. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about for that Texas and Oklahoma rivalry game that will be taking place tomorrow noon Eastern Time. All right. So yeah, that's a lot of research out there for you folks. That's what that's what I'm committed to do each and every Friday is just do research and just give it out there, folks. Broadcast it and talk with you to all my viewers out there that are tuning in. This is much appreciated, and what a better way to actually get the sports information and news from yours truly throughout the whole week. So this is going to be truly amazing stuff, and I'm definitely committed to this throughout the moving forward, and making the name for ourselves, of course. So, folks, I want to say this. What time is it, by the way? 7:48. Okay. So I want to say this. It's all about networking. Okay, it's all about how much you really love what you do best. Whether it's always being on the computer 24/7 each and every day, constantly, giving out the sports information that's happening around the world of sports, and it's truly amazing stuff. No matter what it is. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Definitely, no doubt about it. All right. Let's talk Major League Baseball playoffs. Before, again, ladies and gentlemen, I think we cannot talk today. We recapped week 4. We pretty much went over. I'm not going to go through all the games of last week. Even though, it is a 4-hour show, might as well, right? But again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. We had some major games that, that really unfolded and transpired in week 4. Again, congratulations to the New York Jets. They finally picked up a victory against the Tennessee Titans. I believe that was an overtime game. They beat them 27-24. Again, Bengals beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-21. Bears beat the Detroit Lions 24-14. The Indianapolis Colts and Carson Wentz finally picked up a W. They beat the Dolphins 27-17. The Browns beat the Vikings 14-7. The Washington football team, folks, I don't even know how the Washington football team beat the Atlanta Falcons. I really don't. I kind of was pulling for the Falcons in this one, and all of a sudden the Washington football team just comes out of nowhere and makes it all of a sudden a game. I think almost close to the end of the fourth quarter, and they beat them 34-30. I thought that game was actually going to go to overtime too, but they made it very a close game. And I know during the time, I think Washington football team was down in that game a little bit, and wow. Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen, they're on a rampage. What's going on with this Buffalo Bills team? They actually dominated the Houston Texans 40-0 in that game. Folks, I love the way Josh Allen and that Buffalo Bills team is just on a roll right now. I mean, that team, I believe, is going to make tremendous noise going into this season. Not to mention all during the playoffs, and they can definitely make a run. I mean, last year, folks, they came up really short when they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they were one game away from grasping and going to the Super Bowl. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this year there could be some eyebrow raising by this Buffalo Bills organization. That they could definitely make some noise and make a strong run the way they keep playing football like this. And not to mention, speaking of the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs, they play this weekend. They play on Sunday. I'm not going to get to that right now. I will get that on Sunday morning during the Sunday morning show. I will talk about that. We'll give out predictions. We'll give out injuries too. What's going on? Again, tune in Sunday morning, ladies and gentlemen, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. I will be talking about and going over the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs, giving out your predictions, and we'll talk Week 5 definitely for sure. Exactly what's going to happen with that game, but it's going to be a very interesting game. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how the Kansas City Chiefs pulled off a W against the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, with that banged up defense, that still I believe they need to address so many holes. I mean, when they lost, I go back to that game against the Baltimore Ravens, and they lost that game. I mean, by what, 2 points it was? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was. Let me go back to that game. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, I think it was by 2 points, I believe. Let me see here. And it was under the lights game too. Yep. So yeah, they lost by. No, actually, they lost by 1 point. I'm sorry. They lost 36-35 in that game. Again, Lamar Jackson just put on one heck of a performance nonetheless. And then, not to mention, after the Ravens did lose that game, they lost to their division rival, the Los Angeles Chargers. And Justin Herbert was on his A game in that one, where the Chargers beat them 30-24. Nonetheless, and again, the Chiefs have lost back-to-back games, and they still have, that defense is still a question mark for me on just how they're gonna address that. I mean, again, I don't know how they beat the Eagles basically. The being favored from their offensive side, their perspective point. I mean, their offense just came through when they needed Patrick Mahomes the most, and beating the Philadelphia Eagles, and they did that. They tremendously did that, and that's awesome stuff. Because again, if that offense did not show up, ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles probably would have came up with the victory in that game, and the Eagles definitely needed it because now they fell to 1-3, and the Eagles are still trying to figure themselves out exactly how to win football games, and they're gonna be doing that this upcoming week. When they play the Carolina Panthers, and not to mention the Carolina Panthers who just picked up Stefan Gilmore. Oh my God, great acquisition there, great pickup by the Carolina Panthers. And reports are coming in now, according to sources, that Stefan Gilmore will be active. I mean, he just passed his physical today, so he'll be active and ready to go. Game 7 against the New York Football Giants. So that'll be tremendous stuff. He'll make his debut. So again, good news from Stefan Gilmore. He passed his physical and he's ready to go come Game 7. So awesome stuff there. For a minute there, when I heard reports coming in, and according to sources, I heard all this. When Stefan Gilmore got released by the New England Patriots, I was stunned. I don't know why the New England Patriots, who, Stefan Gilmore is definitely a playmaker nonetheless. He gets shipped out from the New England Patriots organization, and then he goes, to the Carolina Panthers. That kind of shocked me a little bit. So I don't know why the New England Patriots did that. Again, it could be money wise. Money always plays a factor when it comes to the nature of sports, folks. Everybody could agree upon that. So again, congratulations to Stefan Gilmore and his brand new team, the Carolina Panthers. So expect week 7 is when he'll definitely be making his debut. That's for sure. All right. So again, folks, Baltimore Ravens again. They beat the Denver Broncos 23-7, and the Steelers lost to the Green Bay Packers 27-17. The Giants, they picked up a win against the New Orleans Saints 27-21 in overtime. I think that was, I believe, the Giants' first victory. Yup. So hats off to the New York Giants and picking up a win there. Again, the Chiefs beat the Eagles 42-30. The Cowboys, again, how about them Cowboys? How about them? Yo, folks, I want to talk about the Cowboys. Where are my Cowboy Nations at? And by the way, Cowboys Nations out there, are you guys tuning in right now? I want to go back to that Eagles game. All right, at the 1 yard line. So it was a Monday Night Football game. All right, it was a Monday Night Football game. It was the Eagles versus the Cowboys, and based off watching the highlights, the score was what? 7-7 at the 1 yard line. And I'm not going to give you my 2 cents. All right. I'm going to give you exactly my pros and cons on that game. All right. I'm going to give you my pros and cons. All right. I'm not being a hater here. I'm going to give you straight facts. All right. For all the Cowboys out there that are listening in, come on in, tune in. I want to say something. So hear me out. Hold on. Let me drink a sip of water. I'm sorry. All right. So hear me out. So go back to that Giants and Eagles and Cowboys game. Under the lights, Monday night. It was 7-7. Dak Prescott fumbles the ball. All right, at the 1 yard line. Give your hats off to that Cowboy organization for not looking back. That what really impressed me the most by that Cowboys team. They're playing smart football. They're playing amazing football nonetheless at the right place at the right time. Folks, they did not look back. And that really impressed the heck out of me. Cowboys did an amazing job. After they fumbled that ball, they just attacked on all circumstances and situations that was thrown right in front of them. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they came with the game plan here to take the Cowboys out of the picture, out of the equation, pretty much. They thought the momentum was going to be riding on them, but the Cowboys, after they fumbled that ball, they did not look back, and they just kept dominating that football game. And I believe they crushed them. What was the score? 40-24 or something, I believe, or 40-21 it was. So amazing stuff by the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what? Forget about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game when the Cowboys lost that in week 1, and they suffered their first loss of the season because they gave so much time to Tom Brady. And you never want to give time to Tom Brady. I mean, what was the clock reading at 1 minute left in the game? And Tom Brady came in that, and he took the team downfield like Tom Brady always does and does, pretty much. And they kicked the field goal, and the Dallas Cowboys lost. But the Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen, are off to a 3-1 start. And hats off to the Dallas Cowboys. Just the way they're playing lights out football right now is just tremendous. And not to mention, Dak Prescott, folks, is putting some amazing numbers up. If I could pull up his numbers, bear with me here. I'm gonna pull up his numbers. Let me see here. So let's pull up the Carolina Panthers game versus Dallas. Let's go over the stats here, and let's check something out. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, the Carolina Panthers game. No turnovers by Dak Prescott. Awesome stuff. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 14 for 22 carries attempted. And he threw for 188 yards. That's awesome stuff. That's awesome stuff. I mean, that's amazing football right there. By Dak Prescott. I mean, the dude, ladies and gentlemen, he came off a torn. I mean, an injury, a torn ACL last year. He was out for the whole season, and he came back, ready and fully healthy. And not to mention, he did not play any snaps in the preseason. Okay, he did not play at all in the preseason. They were 0-4 in preseason. I mean, I don't even want to go back to preseason, but the Cowboys were 0-4 in preseason, and he did not play at one single snap. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Dak Prescott is off to a amazing start. I mean, if I could pull up his overall stats. Right now, the guy has 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, through these last 4 games, combined. Here's the September 9th game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He threw for 403 yards. Okay, his quarterback rating was I think it was completion. Is that completion? So yeah, completion percentage was 75.2. 75.2. 1,066 yards. So, I mean, that's actually for the whole season. I'm sorry. So, his quarterback rating for September 9th against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was 72.4, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then 85.2 against the Chargers. He turned the ball over, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think his quarterback rating was 87.8. I'm sorry, his quarterback rating was 87.8. And then against the Buccaneers was 1.1. I mean, no, it was 101.4. And then against the Eagles, his quarterback rating was 143.3. And against the Panthers, it was 130.3. So, again, amazing stuff by the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, folks. The guy is just playing lights out football right now. It's truly amazing stuff. Against the Eagles, he threw 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, threw for 238 yards. And then against the Carolina Panthers, he threw 188 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So back-to-back against the Eagles and the Carolina Panthers, he did not turn the ball over. 3 touchdowns against the Eagles, no turnovers. 4 touchdowns against the Carolina Panthers, no turnovers. And ladies and gentlemen, Dak Prescott is overall 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the season. It's just incredible, amazing stuff, especially for a guy that's coming off an injury last year. Amazing stuff, nonetheless. These Cowboys are definitely playing lights out football right now, nonetheless. And it's truly amazing. Beating the Philadelphia Eagles, lights out, beating the Philadelphia Eagles in a dominating fashion, and then beating the Carolina Panthers 36-28 in week 4. So again, it was awesome stuff. But we're definitely going to be looking forward to week 5. They'll be playing the Giants this weekend. So we'll see how that fares out. I'll give you out my predictions, my analysis this upcoming Sunday. Exactly who's going to win that game. But right now, we're not going to talk about it now, but that will become Sunday's show where we will be talking about the Giants and Dallas Cowboys for sure. And I'll give you my predictions. We'll give you my analysis and exactly how that's going to fare out. But But again, amazing stuff by the Dallas Cowboys, nonetheless. Absolutely, absolutely. 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions by Dak Prescott is nothing to be holding your head down on. I mean, again, hopefully Dak Prescott keeps carrying it, the whole momentum, the whole way, carrying over through the whole season. So it's just awesome stuff, no doubt about it. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you my pros and cons about the game. I definitely gave you my pros and cons about the game. Again, the Dallas Cowboys never looked back, and they're usually a team that does look back, folks. They definitely are a team that definitely does look back when things are not going in their favor. You know, the Eagles could have run away with this game, and the favor could have been on their momentum, and they could have went away with this game. But again, 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 folks, yeah, you just I mean, when you have a game plan, when you have a strategy, when you have a correct approach on everything going in your favor, that's exactly when you know for sure you're playing amazing football and you know how to attack your team on all cylinders, on all aspects, not to mention when that front four and that front seven is clicking. That's when you know you're playing your amazing football. That's when you know you're playing amazing football, lights out, no doubt about it. And to perform under the lights, you know, when you have a sold out crowd, not to mention, you know, after last year's COVID protocols, COVID strategies, when there was no fans in the stadiums, you know, to have fans come back. I mean, it speaks a lot, folks. It speaks a lot for Dak Prescott to be performing at the elite quarterback that he's performing, and it's truly amazing stuff. Amazing stuff, nonetheless. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt. And but again, folks, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced about the Dallas Cowboys defense. That is definitely damn sure. I believe if they keep going throughout this whole week, you know, maybe they'll start convincing me. But as of right now, that Cowboys defense still needs to be addressed. I still see a lot of holes that need to be filled, nonetheless. But again, folks, we'll see how they fare these next couple weeks for sure. And then we'll definitely go from there, and we'll see how they truly unfold. I mean, again, I'm still not convinced that this Dallas team is right where they need to be, but you know, throughout these next couple weeks, you know, if they keep playing the way they're playing, folks, you know, talk about a team that definitely could be running away with this division. Yeah, they could be running away with this division, folks. And it's definitely a scary sight. But at the same time, you know, you gotta give its dues. You gotta give its credit where it's due. And the Dallas Cowboys are just playing amazing football right now, nonetheless. I'm gonna talk about, ladies and gentlemen, one of the I mean, I want to congratulate him too. If I could pull this up real quick, bear with me here. And I think I did share this onto my sports group page. I mean, again, some people on Sunday from the Dallas game against the Carolina Panthers broke some records. I mean, let me see if I could pull it through photos. For some reason, I can't. All right, let me see here. Bear with me here real quick. Okay, so let's see here. You know, we have to go all the way back to Sunday. But yeah, so again, Trayvon Diggs, folks, congratulations to him. That's the guy I really want to talk about. I think he broke for, I believe he broke for something. I forgot what he broke for, but I'm gonna check right now. Well, I don't think I can pull it up to the tablet. Hold on, let me check here. Let me check here. Maybe we could pull it up and see if we can. Bear with me here. Yeah, I can pull it up through my photos actually, which is amazing stuff. All right, here we go. Yeah. So again, I want to congratulate Trayvon Diggs, ladies and gentlemen, for the fastest 100 catch in team history. He did that last week against the Carolina Panthers. Awesome stuff by Trayvon Diggs. Again, he's the fastest to 100 catches. Truly tremendous. Trayvon Diggs, ladies and gentlemen, is a playmaker, and he's definitely the valuable asset to that Cowboys defense right now. And he's definitely going to carry that momentum, going into probably against the Giants. But yeah, he's the first professional athlete in Cowboys history to be the fastest to reach 100 catches in team history. So again, congratulations to Trayvon Diggs on that one. For sure. I actually wait a minute. Was it Trayvon Diggs or was it CD Lamb? Actually, it was CD Lamb. I think it was CD Lamb. Yeah, it was CD Lamb, folks. Congratulations to CD Lamb. Oh my God. So we got a incorrect information there. Sorry about that, folks. Congratulations to CD Lamb for catching for the fastest professional athlete in Cowboys history to reach 100 catches in the Cowboys organization. So congratulations to CD Lamb. Great performance nonetheless. Playing lights out football. And then congratulations to Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs got an award, though. He got recognized for something. 5 interceptions in his first 4 games. Second player in team history to do that. So, again, and I think that was behind, I believe, Bishop. Yeah, Don Bishop from the year 1961. So, yeah, congratulations to Trayvon Diggs, the second player in Cowboys history behind Don Bishop to have 5 interceptions in the first 4 games. Again, awesome stuff by Trayvon Diggs. Playmaker, nonetheless. The Cowboys are definitely relying on him, and he's going to be carrying that momentum moving forward. I mean, truly amazing stuff. And again, CD Lamb is the first person in Cowboys team history to catch 100 catches. Awesome stuff by by CD Lamb and Trayvon Diggs. Awesome stuff. Now, there's one disappointing news from the Cowboys organization. Cowboys, what were you thinking? Again, this was a great pickup by the Green Bay Packers. They picked up Jalen Smith. Packer Nation, where you at? Stand up, please. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. They picked up the linebacker Jalen Smith, folks. A new acquisition for the Green Bay Packers. Oh my God, that's Green Bay. Are you excited? Are you happy? That's definitely amazing. That's definitely a great acquisition for Jalen Smith to become the new member of the Green Bay Packers. But Dallas, what were you thinking? What were you thinking to get rid of Jalen Smith? Oh my God. Oh my God. So that's not something that nobody expected. Jalen Smith to go to Green Bay. Oh my God, that was crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, folks, Jalen Smith is now the new member of the Green Bay Packers. Congratulations to Green Bay organization to the Cheesehead organization. They just picked up Jalen Smith. I mean, again, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff nonetheless. To pick up Jalen Smith just says a lot to that Green Bay organization. And not to mention the Green Bay has been definitely looking for a linebacker, throughout the offseason, and all of a sudden they make a move now and they get them into their their roster. So that's tremendous stuff. Tremendous stuff by the Green Bay Packers organization to pick up Jalen Smith. So again, awesome stuff nonetheless. So great stuff indeed. Great stuff indeed. And picking up Jalen Smith. Definitely picking up Jalen Smith. So that's pretty awesome stuff. Awesome stuff, no doubt about it. So, I mean, again, Jalen Smith, ladies and gentlemen, is the new member of the Green Bay Packers. So, again, I don't know what the Cowboys were thinking. I really don't. I mean, the Cowboys kind of really needed him more than the Green Bay Packers did. But again, I had to do probably with salary issues or money wise. Not enough. For him. I don't know what the protocols were there. But again, they just didn't have enough for him, and not to make Jalen Smith happy where he wants or what he's looking for. So again, it did not look all good for the Cowboys, but definitely looked good for the Green Bay Packers nonetheless. All right, let's wrap things up here. Chargers beat the Raiders again. I think the Chargers gave the Raiders their first loss of the season. So the Chargers again, Justin Herbert, awesome job there. I believe the Chargers are now 3-1, and Las Vegas Raiders are 3-1. So they beat them 28-14 on Monday night. And again, congratulations to the Buccaneers and Tom Brady again, nonetheless, beat the New England Patriots. Close game. I kind of was expecting a high-scoring game, but they beat them 19-17. So awesome job. All right, so let's see let's talk about more information that we did research on throughout this whole week. Okay, so let's talk about all right. So let's talk about this college football predictions. Again, Texas, Oklahoma highlights loaded for the week 6 slate. That's going to be probably the important game of them all for week 6 of college football this upcoming week. College football predictions for week 6 are the most important games nationally. They are here. With them comes the hope that matchups involving ranked teams become a little more predictable the rest of the way. 6th ranked Oklahoma takes its unblemished record into Dallas to battle Texas, a team that appears to have hit their stride since suffering a loss to Arkansas. That is one of the several games this weekend, including a pair in the Big Ten that will help provide a clearer picture of the college football playoff race nearing the midseason point. Chaos is good unless you are the one dealing with the aftermath of failed predictions. Where we stand after week 5, Brad Crawford 31-14, overall 23-23 against the spread. Chris Hummer 31-14 overall, 22-24 against the spread. So much for Arkansas and Ole Miss making us experts look good last week against the fellow unbeaten in the SEC. Georgia and Alabama had their way with the Razorbacks and the Rebels and increased the gap at the top of the league's standings. So, so that's the college football highlight going into this weekend. It will be Texas versus Oklahoma, 12 o'clock Eastern. So we'll tune into that. I will get tomorrow's Saturday night show where it'll be all about college football. I will give you exactly the final score of that game, and we'll go over the stats and all the highlights and analysis of that game and exactly what transpired and unfolded in that one. We'll go through all of them definitely tomorrow night. So tune in for that for sure. All right, folks, I want to talk about sports gambling. All right, I think that's the hottest topic right now. Anybody that wants to call me, if anybody wants to get on air, call me at 610 770 770-3698. Okay. Let's talk sports gambling. I think that's the hottest topic right now going in, folks. And I want to address that real quick. It is definitely the hottest topic, no doubt about it. And I kind of I kind of want to say that the reason why it is the hottest topic is I'm seeing it. Yeah. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to call and let's talk about sports gambling, the phone number is 610-330-7698. Let's talk sports gambling. Again, this is the hottest topic. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason I want to bring sports gambling into this podcast this evening is I've been seeing it a lot and it's been trending a lot. All right. I go back to week 1. All right. The first week of the regular season. And, last year, ladies and gentlemen, when we had COVID and everything was impacting sports in general, where everything shut down, fans were not allowed in the stadiums and the stands. Nobody was allowed in games. All right. You had to watch it at home. And it was just a miserable year for sports in general. Everything shut down. Half the time, sports just couldn't go on because of COVID in general. But I go back to week 1, all right, and I look at that game that was highlighted, that was announced, published. It was announced it was going to be the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Rams. Now, may I mind you, the game was in SoFi Stadium, folks. All right? It was in SoFi Stadium. Hear this out. This is a story I'm going to throw out to everybody. It was the SoFi Stadium. Okay? You're getting all the fans back. Okay? It's a sold-out arena. Where's the crowd noise going? It's going nowhere. There is one bettor. He put a bet. Of $45,000 to turn that and I think he did it on a house mortgage. I believe he did. Yeah, he did it on a house mortgage. Oh my God. May I mind you, folks, the guy wanted to turn that I want to say that person. He wanted to turn that 45,000 to 175K just to pay off his house mortgage. And guess who he picked? He picked the Chicago Bears to win that football game on the road. Now, should I feel any sympathy? Should I feel sorry for him? No, I shouldn't. But was it a bad move? Well, on his half it was. On his end. Putting 45,000 to turn that 45,000 into 175,000 to pay off his mortgage payment, to end up finding out that your Chicago Bears lost on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. Unbelievable. What was that person thinking? What was that person thinking? I don't feel no sympathy for him. I don't feel bad for him. Why should I? Yeah, he put 45K, and he wanted to turn that 45K into 175, and it didn't go in his favor, folks. He lost. The Rams won that game. And I think, I think my gut kind of says that I think he thought Justin Fields was gonna be starting. But folks, here's the problem with sports. All right, here is the problem with the nature of sports. You cannot depend on college athletes transitioning from college going to the NFL, to rely on them, to depend on them in one week aspect. Not to mention, folks, they're regular human beings just like us. They're trying to get into rhythm of the game. They're trying to understand the game. They're trying to understand their game plan. They're trying to study their playbook. They're trying to understand their schemes. They're trying to study everything that is the importance of learning how to be that elite quarterback that they were in college and overlapping it to the NFL. But they cannot do that in a overnight span. You cannot expect a person to be that 100% elite quarterback that they say they are at overnight span, or after picking them up in the first round of the NFL draft. Folks, when I talk about something like that, it's all about the system, folks. And it's called, and I did research this in college. I researched this in college. I did so much research about it. It's called radio frequency identification sensor. Okay? And what that is, folks, is it helps the coaches. It helps the scouts in identifying those college playmakers that players say who they are, in delivering each and every day to the best of their combust element, to their combustible element, to their to they say that they are, to their elite quarterback that they say they are. When you scout professional college players that are going to be transitioning from college to the NFL, it's all about radio frequency identification sensor, where they have that small sensor in their pads to scouting those players, to figuring out what's their weaknesses, what's their strengths, what's their pros and cons, and how they could become professional quarterbacks to playing professional football. But folks, you cannot expect that quarterback to play, how he performed in college football to playing in the NFL. You just can't. And not to mention, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to Andy Dalton. All right. You're kind of smacking Andy Dalton in the face, saying, we don't rely on Andy Dalton that much. Okay, we don't rely on him none whatsoever. Okay, we don't have the confidence or the belief in Andy Dalton, and that's kind of disrespectful to Andy Dalton. Not to mention, I know Justin Fields addressed that. He did address that, and he said that, ladies and gentlemen, your quarterback is Andy Dalton. It's Andy Dalton. Okay, he's your quarterback. He's been in the NFL league. He's been in the league more than I have, and I do not understand what is at stake. I don't understand what needs to be addressed and done to help my football team win, because I'm still that rookie quarterback transitioning from college to the NFL. So that's the part, folks, where it's disrespectful to professional quarterbacks, that have been in the professional football league more than the rookie quarterbacks have. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about that radio frequency identification sensor. That small chip that you guys have, that professional athletes have in their football pads, to scouting football players, and not to mention to scouting professional athletes in football, in sports in general. I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about basketball. I'm talking about baseball. I'm talking about hockey. I'm talking about if I mentioned baseball, again, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, anything, folks. They have those radio frequency identification sensors where you're scouting your players. But again, folks, you cannot expect a player, even if you pick him up from the first round pick of the NFL draft. From the draft in its overall perspective. I'm not just focusing on NFL draft. I need to stop saying NFL draft, period. But I'm saying about the draft in general. No matter what you are, whether it's a first round pick, a second round pick, You guys cannot just rely on that quarterback. I mean, it's disrespectful, folks. It really is. It really is. I mean, and Justin Fields addressed it. He addressed it to the media. He addressed it to sources. He addressed it to everybody nationwide, folks, for everybody to hear that you cannot just rely on me because I'm understanding the game. I'm understanding what needs to be done to help my football team, and it's gonna take about maybe a year or two just to get under center and to understand what needs to be at stake to helping his football team pick up a victory each and every day. So, and not to mention now, according to sources and according to Matt Nagy, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields is expected to start now. So he'll be starting this Sunday. Yeah, I think let me find out who he'll be playing against. Hold on, bear with me here. I think the Bears go up against they go up against the Las Vegas Raiders this week. So let's see how Justin Fields fares, folks. I mean, right now the reason why Justin Fields is starting because Andy Dalton is out with an injury right now. He's trying to recover from. So Justin Fields got the call and he's ready to go, folks. Yeah, he's ready to power it out and get the ball rolling. So we'll see how he does. But folks, again, you cannot bet $45,000 and change that $45,000 to $175K just to pay off your mortgage payment, whatever it may be, and you end up, biting yourself in the dust. You're biting yourself in the dust pretty much. I mean, you did not do anything good for yourself in sports gambling, putting 45,000, turning it to 175K, and then you find out and you end up losing, whatever you put up, and it's sad. It's sad, folks. It really is. I don't know again what that person was thinking to bet, to put his money on the Chicago Bears. Not to mention they were on the road, and that crowd noise is not going anywhere, and the Rams were definitely in favor in that game, nonetheless. So again, it's crazy, folks. But here, I did some more research on sports gambling. I want to share with you, folks. Here's a bettor who he wins 126K. All right, on a 10-leg NFL parlay after placing a $500 wager. That is crazy, folks. That is just beyond crazy. Talk about sweating out the last leg of a parlay. One gambler wagered $500 on a 10-team parlay in week 4 of the NFL season. The payout was more than $126,000. And it came down to the Los Angeles Chargers giving up 3 points in Monday night's game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Said gambler let it ride instead of cashing out for more than $45,000. It turns out that this was the right move, thanks in large part of the Chargers' red-hot start on the way to a 28-14 victory. Los Angeles jumped out to a 21-0 halftime lead and was in full control, which created an opportunity to cash out for more than $80,000. The bettor still wasn't doing it. Things got dicey from there as the Raiders scored 2 quick touchdowns to close the gap to 21-14 heading to the fourth quarter. However, the Chargers delivered with the game on the line and converted a critical 4th down before Austin Eckler scored a touchdown. Derwin James' interception all but clinched it and set off an appropriate celebration for someone who just won potentially a life-changing money. Life-changing money, folks. Life-changing money. Life-changing money. No doubt about it. I mean, the guy, he placed a $500 wager, wins 126K on a 10-leg parlay, folks. And look at what happened. Life-changing money for him. So he did pretty good. He did pretty good. That's one positive note from the sports gambling aspect. Turning $500 wager, to 126K. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, nonetheless, pretty good, nonetheless. Yep. All right. So again, sports gambling, and ladies and gentlemen, another thing about sports gambling before I go off to a different subject here. One person, he put a bet on. I think he put a bet on everybody on Sunday's games, but for the Monday night game, he went with the Philadelphia Eagles. And may I mind you, folks, he put his money on the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And guess what? The Dallas Cowboys won, and he lost all his bet on that one. I don't know how much it was, but he got. I think according to sources, he put all his games on Sunday's games, which turned out all in his favor. All in his favor. But then he put the game on the Philadelphia Eagles for Monday night, and it turns out that it was the Dallas Cowboys that came up with the victory. So again, folks, you gotta understand sports gambling is not an easy task to do. You gotta understand what's at stake and how to play it right. I mean, a lot of people are really a fan of sports gambling, not to mention a fan of fantasy league sports. So you got to know exactly what's at stake, and you got to know, where the line draws on how to gamble when it comes to sports, and you got to know, the true values of it. It can either go in your favor or it doesn't go in your favor. Pretty much. But again, folks, I'm not here to judge. It's all their money. It's none of our money. We're not playing with it. We're not grabbing our money, the money out of our wallets and placing these bets. The people in general, they're doing it, and they're feeling the highest confidence that they feel, when it comes to putting money on that team, to risk it all or just to have fun with it and see if it turns out in their favor or it does not. But ladies and gentlemen, sports gambling is just the hottest topic right now. I know there was a sports article out there that I read, that I came across, where somebody put, I think it was $1 parlay. I think it was on all baseball games, and that $1 parlay turned in their favor, and I think they won so much amounts of money. I forgot which article that was, and I know I shared it onto my sports page. But that was some tremendous stuff there, no doubt about it too. Nonetheless, yeah, they definitely. I mean, if I could pull that picture up, I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know. Did I take a picture of it? No, I might not. I might not have. Yeah. So yeah, he turned that $1 parlay into significant amounts of money, which was definitely some amazing stuff. Nonetheless, truly tremendous stuff. I mean, but again, folks, just be careful if you do gamble in sports, do it responsibly. It's not anything to not something to to take, I would say, being fun in games. I mean, it is fun in games. It can be fun at the same time, but you don't want to risk everything that you have going for you in life, to possibly being empty in life. You know what I mean? So that's why they say gamble responsibly. Yeah, gamble responsibly. So that way, you're truly knowing exactly what you're gambling and what's at stake. Even if you have to start, folks, think about this. Even if you have to start maybe at $20, and you pick at least one team in your favor, it might work out. It might work out for you. It might not work out for you, So just know how to do it responsibly. That's all I say. All right. I want to say another thing. Congratulations to the Chicago Sky, the WNBA. They just clinched a berth to the WNBA finals. Again, Candace Parker, amazing performance nonetheless. Congratulations to her. She, I believe, put up 17 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Again, the GOAT of them all, GOATs. Candace Parker, folks. Congratulations to her nonetheless. And she did an amazing job there, through it all, thick and thin, to carry that Chicago Sky team all the way to the WNBA playoffs. Truly tremendous stuff. And they don't say she's the she's the GOAT for a reason, folks. She definitely is the GOAT for a reason. So tremendous stuff nonetheless. All right. So again, folks, I wish I could pull up that picture again with the sports gambling thing. I mean, I did share it out, I think it was a couple weeks back. Again, somebody put a $1 parlay on there and they turned that money into significant amounts. And I think it was a baseball regular season game too, I believe. So yeah, they did so much awesome job nonetheless. Also, another acquisition I want to mention in the NFL, Josh Gordon is now a new member of the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome, Josh Gordon. Congratulations. He's a new member of the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think, according to sources, I think he's expected to play this week. I think he is. I could be wrong, but he is expected to play this week. So Josh Gordon is now a new member of the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's actually awesome stuff. Nonetheless. All right. So with that being said, let me see here. So here's some NBA news I'd like to share. Okay. I think my sports marketer forgot to mention this. Congratulations to LeBron James. LeBron James, folks, has unveiled his Nike. His Nike unveiled LeBron James Innovation Center. It's a 750,000 square foot building on Nike campus in Beaverton, Oregon, I believe. So congratulations to LeBron James on that. It's an 84,000 square foot sports search lab, full-size basketball court, turf, 200 million track, 1/3 sized soccer field. It's the world's largest motion capture system, 500 feet training ramp, and then a 500 feet training ramp to help athletes of all sports. So congratulations to LeBron James on that. Awesome jobs, awesome stuff nonetheless. He did definitely an amazing job there. And I think, again, it's all about getting the community together. LeBron James definitely did that for sure. And he's definitely being recognizable for his admiration. Like, he's doing all this for the community, of course. And he definitely did an awesome job with that. So I commend him for that. Again, he's doing the best he can to get this community together nonetheless. So he did everything in his power, and that's an awesome job by LeBron James. I want to throw some some NASCAR news. Even though again this is a 4-hour show, so I'm trying to make it meaningful. Congratulations to Bubba Wallace, folks, the first African male in the nature of NASCAR. He's the first career to ever do it. It was at Talladega Nights, folks. He's the first African American, Bubba Wallace, folks, first career to ever earn a Cup Series win. So again, congratulations to Bubba Wallace on that. Truly amazing stuff. Again, that's the first African American nation person athlete from the NASCAR perspective to come out on top of stuff like this and be recognized in the African American community. I mean, African American nation, to be recognized for what he did in the NASCAR industry, in the NASCAR world of sports, to be the first one to be recognized to earn a Cup Series win at the Talladega Nights. So that's actually awesome stuff. I wanted to throw that information out there, but that was awesome stuff nonetheless. So great, amazing stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much good valuable information that we had to throw out there for. I mean, and NASCAR needs to be recognized for its sports, folks. I mean, I don't know. I might have some NASCAR fans out there that watch NASCAR, and for Bubba Wallace to be a true inspiration to that community, to that African American nation community, is just really recognizable to the African American nation in general, and that's awesome stuff nonetheless. All right, nonetheless. All right. So with that being said, again, I couldn't pull up that picture that I did some research on. I wanted to share it with everybody on that sports gambling, where that person put $1 bet and just won all their games in baseball in general. But I wanted to throw that out there because it had to be recognized as a sports gambling thing. But folks, again, be responsible. Nobody's saying for you to stop gambling, but you got to know how to know, when the pros and cons of sports gambling, when it truly needs to be done. All right. So again, just have fun with it, and I mean, I can't, I can't feel sorry for the person that, again, he put 45,000 to turn it into possibly 176, and at the end you get nothing for it. Again, crazy stuff. All right, let's talk some NBA news. Congratulations to Paul Gasol, folks. Paul Gasol has now officially announced his retirement from the NBA. And the Lakers, according to reports, they will be retiring his number 16 alongside Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, if you guys remember 2 years ago, Kobe Bryant said in his quotes, and I think a video was distributed out, that he mentioned that without Paul Gasol, I would have not won those 2 championships for the Los Angeles Lakers organization, that Laker nation out on the West Coast. I think a video was brought up about that. Kobe Bryant said that without Paul Gasol's work ethic, his athleticism, his determination, his motivation, his athleticism, each and every day bringing basketball to the game of sport that it is. And he just tremendously was a great asset and organization. I mean, a great valuable asset and a great leader to that Lakers locker room each and every day, to throughout the thick of things, to being that great person that he truly says that he is. And what a great way to go out for Paul Gasol, folks, to go out like that and be remembered for winning those 2 championships for the Los Angeles Lakers. So with that being said, again, he retires after a 19-year career with the Lakers, with the Memphis Grizzlies. He won 2 NBA titles, folks. 2 NBA titles. Paul Gasol announced his retirement from basketball in a press conference on Tuesday. The 41-year-old spent 19 seasons in the NBA, winning 2 titles while earning 6 All-Star selections and the 2002 Rookie of the Year award. He returned home to Spain last season to finish his career with FC Barcelona, bookending his professional career after he played for the team from 1998 to 2001. Gasol was the number 3 overall pick in the 2001 NBA draft and quickly became a difference maker for the Memphis Grizzlies. He averaged 18.8 points and 8.6 rebounds per game across 6.5 seasons before a midseason trade to the Los Angeles Lakers in 2008. The center thrived in Los Angeles as the number 2 option, alongside Kobe Bryant, helping the team win back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. After 6+ seasons in LA, Gasol continued his career with the Chicago Bulls, San Antonio Spurs, Milwaukee Bucks, and the Portland Trailblazers before leaving the NBA. He finishes his career ranked with the top 50 in the NBA ABA history in total points, 20,898. Rebounds, 11,305. And blocks, 1,941. While his 144 win share ranked 31st all-time per Basketball Reference. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver congratulated Gasol on his retirement in a statement, calling him one of the most accomplished players of his generation. At the international level, Gasol helped Spain win Olympic silver medals in 2008 and 2012, and the bronze medal in 2016. He led his country to the gold medal in 2006 FIBA World Championships, taking home the MVP award. His accolades could add up to the Hall of Fame induction when he is eligible. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all Hall of Fame careers for Paul Gasol. Round of applause to Paul Gasol, folks. And the guy, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely a future Hall of Famer nonetheless. I mean, Paul Gasol just had an amazing, outstanding career, winning 2 NBA titles back-to-back for the Los Angeles Lakers. And what a great way to go out in his NBA legacy that he will forever cherish in his lifetime. Just truly memorable in aspect, nonetheless. So he's definitely a future Hall of Famer. Again, round of applause to Paul Gasol on an amazing Los Angeles Lakers career. And what a way to go out. What a way to go out. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, again, there was this video out. It did mention, Kobe Bryant mentioning that, again, without Paul Gasol and winning those 2 championships, I would have never done it without him. Paul Gasol, again, was a tremendous leader to that locker room. And his work ethic, his leadership, his athleticism, his mentality, his focus, his determination, his hungry for championship trophies, bringing to the Los Angeles Lakers community was definitely so memorable, and never forgetting that it will definitely be remembered for a long time for that Los Angeles Lakers organization. So again, congratulations to Paul Gasol. What a way to go out. What a way to go out. And this is all to the Los Angeles Lakers nation. Again, what do you guys remember of Paul Gasol that you guys would love to like to share? Drop your comments down. I'm accepting comments. I'm accepting reactions. How do you feel about Paul Gasol? Just the way he went out, folks. Just truly tremendous. Tremendous stuff. Nonetheless, a great career. I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer nonetheless, and a great resume. The way to go out. No doubt about it. So awesome stuff. So yeah, drop your comments. What you think about Paul Gasol? I mean, what is the one amazing thing that you kind of go back and reflect on his career? It's truly amazing by Paul Gasol. I mean, again, folks, the two championships behind Kobe Bryant, did that really was that your memorable moment? I mean, chime in. Let me know about that. Let me know definitely. Something that we will never forget from Paul Gasol. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, more NBA news to go over. This was, I believe, back on Monday, where the preseason of NBA basketball got underway. The Toronto Raptors beat the Philadelphia 76ers 123-107. Again, OJ Yanabe, OJ Yanabe had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 7 for 12 field goals percentage, and 3 for 3 from the 3-point 3-point line. 3-point line. So 3 for 3. Awesome stuff there by OJ Yanamwe. He caught fire and he torched the 76ers. So what a good way to get recognized in the preseason. And also, folks, I want to go back to last week where it was the Brooklyn Nets versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Their debut, their preseason debut. And you go back and you reflect on excuse me. You go back and you see the Brooklyn Nets who beat the Los Angeles Lakers 123-97, I believe was the final score in that game. And the Brooklyn Nets, ladies and gentlemen, just showed up on all excuse me, on all aspects of the game. And what a good statement to make, even though it's the preseason, but they're going out, they're showing it, they're showing all out. Excuse me. They're showing all out, and they went all about it in their showdown at Los Angeles in the Staples Center. And again, they had none of their starters, but that kind of shows you, ladies and gentlemen, that just go your first preseason and what could potentially be an NBA Finals matchup. How the Brooklyn Nets are, favoring, playing without Kyrie Irving, who could possibly miss a couple games. But again, we're going to get to Kyrie Irving a little bit here because I did some research on him, but more sources and information are coming in today that Kyrie Irving is now expected and will be practicing with the Brooklyn Nets. So he's eligible now. So they're giving him the go to head to practice with the Brooklyn Nets facility. So that's definitely awesome stuff. I think Kyrie Irving definitely is blessed that he's definitely ready to go and practice with the team. I think that's just truly amazing that he gets to practice with the team. But I think they're going to be practicing, I believe, in a private facility, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think, according to sources, I think that's where he's going to be practicing, is in a private facility room. And I'm gonna get to Kyrie Irving a little bit here on exactly why. Why is he going to be practicing in a practice facility? So we'll get to all that. We'll get to all that for sure. I think Andre Drummond against that game, I think last week, Andre Drummond also had a great spectacular game against the Brooklyn Nets. So excuse me, not the Brooklyn Nets, the Toronto Raptors. So they did pretty awesome there. So I think his name was being mentioned. So awesome stuff nonetheless. All right. So with that being said, let's talk more about the research that just developed here. Okay. So let's talk about an injury from college football. Well, with college football being tomorrow and stuff, let's talk about this. Maryland Terrapin wide receiver Dante Demis Jr. is out for the season with a knee injury. Maryland standout wide receiver, Dante Demis Jr. will miss rest of the season with a knee injury suffered in Friday's loss to Iowa. Terrapins coach Mike Loxley on Tuesday said Demis will undergo right knee surgery later this week. He suffered the injury on a kickoff return in the second quarter as his leg twisted awkwardly while being tackled. Demis, a senior from Washington, D.C., had to be carted off and could be saying, "I'm coming back." As he exited the field, Demis leads Maryland in reception with 28 yards and receiving yards 507, while hauling in 3 touchdowns. He was also Maryland's leading receiver in 2019 and 2020, earning honorable mention All Big Ten honors last fall. Demis had 103 career receptions for 1,740 yards and 13 touchdowns. Maryland, which visits number 7 Ohio State this week, is expected to lean more on Raheem Jarrett and Joshua Jones in Demis' absence. The Terrapins list senior Chiwegas Okano as the starter in Demis' spot on the depth chart this week. Okano has 11 receptions for 89 yards and 3 touchdowns this season. So I believe so Maryland, let me check this one. Now, was this last Friday? Let me check. So Maryland, correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, that was so the Maryland Iowa game that I was just talking about here. That was on Friday, October 1st. Okay, that was Friday, October 1st, when he suffered that injury. And it was, again, Iowa beat Maryland 51-14 in that game. So, again, I think Maryland is expected to play the Ohio State Buckeyes this upcoming Saturday. So, yeah. So that 51-14 loss against Iowa was last Friday, college football injuries that he suffered. And this week, Maryland will be going against the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are ranked number 7 in the nation. Well, in their conference, in the Big Ten conference. So yeah, Terrapin is out for the season, and he suffered it's a big blow. It's a big blow for Maryland Terrapin, though. It's definitely a big blow. Nonetheless. All right. Again, thank you guys for all tuning in tonight. I appreciate you all. This podcast would not be the best without you guys. Again, this is tremendously a great night. And again, I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. For anybody that misses this podcast, it'll be recorded for you guys to view later on tonight. Well, tonight going into tomorrow, of course. All right. So let's all right. Let's talk Major League Baseball playoffs, huh? So, with that being said, Major League Baseball kind of how should I put this? When you ask for something, never ask or you shall receive. So, pretty much what I'm going with this is don't ask what you wish for because you just might get it. Let's put it that way. All right, let's just put it that way. Whatever you ask for, it's gonna end up biting you. You know where. It's gonna end up biting you. You know where. Red Sox beat the Yankees in the American Wild Card and advance to the Division Series. Now, to mention the Division Series, folks, they're playing against the Tampa Bay Rays. And speaking of the Tampa Bay Rays, the Red Sox lost 5-0 yesterday against them. So they lost game one. Did not look good. I think it was a blowout. So Tampa Bay Rays took game one of the series. And right now, game two is actually underway right now in that game. Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays are currently playing at the bottom of the fifth inning. And the score is right now 8-5 Boston. So Boston's right now up there. So hopefully they can tie up the series and it'll go 1-1 apiece. But we'll see. We'll see how that happens. But folks, I want to talk about how did the Boston Red Sox get to where they're at. Again, the New York Yankees, they beat the Tampa Bay Rays actually in their season finale, 1-0 to clinch a wild card spot and have a date with the Boston Red Sox in the wild card matchup. And unfortunately, it did not favor very well for the New York Yankees, and their season had to come to an end. And my question to everybody that's tuning in right now, what the heck is wrong with the Yankees pitching? I feel like the New York Yankees pitching just did not show up in general. And it is beyond ridiculous. How do you let Boston just kill you like that, 6-2? Unbelievable. Anyway, let's get right to the point here. As the ball sailed over the center field fence, landing 427 feet from the plate, and a horrendous of happy Red Sox fans, Xander Bogaerts turned to the Boston dugout to flex his muscles before resuming his home run trout. This is the matchup the Yankees wanted. Yeah, they definitely want it. I mean, look at, you heard from Yankee Stadium. We want Boston. We want Boston. The chants were flying. And the Red Sox were ready. Bogaerts and Kyle Schwarber homered off the Yankees ace Garrett Cole. And Nathan Eovaldi took a shutout into the sixth inning in the American wildcard game to help the Red Sox beat the New York Yankees 6-2 on Tuesday night. Bogaerts also cut down Aaron Judge at the plate in the sixth as Boston advanced to the best of 5 American Division Series against the Rays. So that's how it all came about. So Boston advances, Yankees pack it up and go home. Better luck next year. Game one again was Thursday night. It was yesterday at St. Petersburg, Florida. And again, Boston lost that first game matchup against the Tampa Bay Rays 5-0. Now we go on to the next one, and we just got to be ready to face a great baseball team, Red Sox manager Alex Cora said. Coming into the season, everybody talked about them being the best team in the big leagues, and we have a huge challenge, but we're ready for it. The Yankees, who led the majors with 27 World Series championships, have not won it all since 2009. After angling for a matchup with the Red Sox in a potential tiebreaker, the Yankees wound up in Boston for a wild card game instead. And the Red Sox beat them in the postseason for the third straight try. That is their third straight try for the Boston Red Sox, folks, in beating the New York Yankees and advancing to the division matchup against the Tampa Bay Rays. Guys are crushed, New York manager Aaron Boone said. The ending is real cruel, but there's nothing better than competing for something meaningful. A year after baseball took its postseason into natural sight, bubbles to protect against the pandemic, a sellout crowd of 38,324, the biggest at Fenway Park since 2018's World Series, filled the whole yard to rekindle one of the sport's most passionate rivalries. Enough Yankee fans were among them to fuel a ruckus back and forth of insulting chants. The Bogaerts homer in the first inning. I mean, talk about a pop. And you know the crowd went nuts, and you feed off that energy, Schrober said. You thrive for that, and the Red Sox Nation brought it tonight. We needed it, and we can't say enough about the crowd. It was the fifth playoff matchup between the longtime foes, with Boston taking a 3-2 edge. That doesn't count the 1978 American League East tiebreaker. Technically, regular season game number 163. That the Yankees won thanks to Bucky Dent's homer into the net above the Green Monster. Boone was a New York third baseman when added to the heartbreak with his 11th inning walk-off homer in Game 7 of the 2003 American League Championship Series. The Red Sox haven't lost to them since. They got their revenge the next year when they rallied after losing their first 3 games of the American League Championship Series to eliminate the Yankees. They went on to win their first World Series title in 86 years. They won 3 more championships in 2007, 2013, and 2018 when they knocked out the Yankees in a divisional round. Any lingering pain disappeared into the center field bleachers in the first inning on Tuesday night. Unlike Dent, who barely cleared the left field wall that sits just 310 feet from home plate, Borget's drilled the line drives 427 feet to straightaway center. And unlike Carlton Fisk, who contracted his body to will the ball fair in Game 6 of the 1975 World Series, Borget's interrupted his home run trout only to flex for the Red Sox dugout. With Dent in the crowd and Aaron Boone in the Yankees dugout, the Red Sox chased Cole in the third after he allowed Schrober's solo shot and put 2 more men with nobody out. In all, he was charged with 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks, striking out 3 in 2+ innings. Cole said he felt sick to my stomach. That was his quotes, by the way. This is the worst feeling in the world, said the star, who signed a $324 million 9-year deal to join the Yankees for the 2019 season. Evoldi only allowed 2 hits through 5 innings before giving up a solo home run to Anthony Rizzo, Schrober's teammate on the 2016 Cubs championship team. That sparked the first exciting cheers from the Yankees fans in the crowd. With Boston leading 3-1, Judge followed an infield single that finished Evoldi, and reliever Ryan Brazier gave up a wall single to Giancarlo Stanton. Mistakenly waved home by third base coach Phil Nevin, Judge was easily thrown out at the plate. 8-6-2 by the team that led the majors with 43 outfield assists during the season. The Yankees made 22 outs at home this season, tied for the most in baseball. That was better than a homer for me. Personally, Borget said. I mean, if that run scores, it's 3-2. Stanton is at second base. The home momentum is on their side. The dugout is getting pumped up. As Judge was out at home, I saw Stanton was pretty mad. He probably wanted a homer there. But also an RBI, he didn't get it. And he probably felt like he didn't do much because that run didn't score. But that changed the game, he said. In all, Evoldi allowed 1 run on 4 hits and 5 1/3 innings, striking out 8. Alex Verdugo hit an RBI double in the 6th, driving in a hustling Borget's from the first to make it 4-1, and then singled in 2 homers in the 9th to make it 6-2 lead. Joey Gallo followed with a deep drive to right that was caught at the warning track by Hunter Renfroe. Okay, lost my sense here. With one last Yankee sucks chant echoing through the ballpark, Garrett Whitlock got Gleyber Torres to pop up to center to end it. The Red Sox poured out of their dugout and bullpen to celebrate at the pitcher's mound as Dirty Water played on the speaker. A few Yankees stood in the dugout and watched. The teams swapped places twice in the last 10 days of the season, starting with the Yankees' 3-game sweep in Boston September 24th through the 26th that moved them into the first wild card spot. At one point, Major League Baseball ran through the tiebreaker scenario, and the Yankees had to choose whether they would want to play in Boston or Toronto to break a 4-way tie. They chose Boston, although the tiebreakers weren't necessary when both teams finished ahead of Toronto and Seattle with identical 92 to 70 records. Boston entered home field by virtue of a 10-9 head-to-head record. Word of the Yankees' decision inevitably made it to the Red Sox clubhouse. We knew about it. We don't really talk about it because we had some business to take care of ourselves. Red Sox center fielder Kiki Hernandez said before the game. They wanted us, and they got us now. So win or go home. That's it. So pretty much, folks, that's how it turned out for the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees just packed up, go home. It's win or go home situation. The Boston Red Sox advanced to the division round. They're playing the Rays. They lost to the Rays yesterday in their Thursday night matchup. 5-0 against the Rays. Right now, the Boston Red Sox are leading the Rays 8-5, and hopefully they can tie up the series 1-1 apiece for their next matchup. So, all in all, that's how the cookie crumbles. Pretty much, that's how that's how it all played out. In other news, the Dodgers beat the St. Louis Cardinals. And I go back to the St. Louis Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. After having a tremendous regular season, the whole month stretch of September, where they went on a 17-game winning streak, which was something remarkable and never done in baseball. I mean, well, we've seen it before in baseball, but by the St. Louis Cardinals organization, to have to go on a 17-game winning streak was just tremendous and remarkable nonetheless. To be again, it's just amazing stuff. They were on a rampage, going through the whole stretch of this season. 17 game winning streak was nothing to really be ashamed of, and this organization has something to look forward to going into next season. Now they now that they packed up and now they are into the off season, they got to figure out how to fill those holes where they need to be filled, get that lineup back to a championship team that they desire. And you know what, the Cardinals are right where they need to be. They're really there. They don't have much to address, folks. So if they address a little bit of key holes that couldn't really, get them over the hump into advancing to a championship run in the playoffs. Hopefully they figure it out where those pieces need to be filled during the offseason and come back a little bit stronger than ever for that organization going into next season. But again, hats off to the Cardinals. They did a tremendous job throughout this whole season. You hate to see their organization, their season come to an end, but again, it is what it is. And hats off to the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are not even perfect themselves. They have some injuries that are hurting them here and there. So I mean, I'm kind of surprised, how things are going to work out in their favor for the Dodgers. Going the rest of the way in this playoff series matchup, and not to mention now it is going to be a first time ever that we see the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the San Francisco Giants, the first ever in the making that we'll be seeing two powerhouse clubhouses going at it in the Major League Baseball playoffs in the division round series in the National League. So this is, and not to mention both of them have 105 plus wins. So it's going to be definitely an epic matchup. And not to mention, I think the Dodgers and the Giants are playing tonight, I believe. Let me see if we could pull up their score. If they're playing now. Oh, no, they play at 9:37. So that's close. So throughout this podcast, hopefully I can give you some up-to-date scores on exactly how that game is being fared out and how it's transpiring. But as of right now, it's looking like it's going to be a 9:37 game if everything goes according to plan and there's no rain delay or nothing like that. But yeah, it's scheduled for 9:37 p.m. So again, we'll see how that goes right now. Right now, the current score between the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, it is 8-5, still in the top of the sixth inning. So that game we'll keep you up to date. We'll watch it, of course, how it truly unfolds, and if the Boston Red Sox could tie up the series one apiece. Also, more Major League Baseball playoff news to go with you and share with you folks. The Houston Astros are now up 2-0 in the series, and let's explain why they are up 2-0. They beat the White Sox yesterday 6-1, and they beat them today 9-4. 9-4. So Houston Astros are just playing tremendous baseball right now, nonetheless. And the White Sox currently have no answer for that team. And you could definitely see right now whose lineup is definitely favoring in their momentum right now, and it's definitely the Houston Astros running away with this against the Chicago White Sox. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all for the Chicago White Sox, as now they're down 2-0 and potentially, well, what is this, like the best of 5 series? So they're on the brisk of elimination. Yep. All right. So let's see here. Okay, so again, ladies and gentlemen, again, the Dodgers versus the Giants is scheduled for 9:37 p.m. Red Sox right now are currently leading the Rays 8-5 in the top of the sixth. Again, the Astros are up 2-0 against the Chicago White Sox, beating them 9-4 today and 6-1 yesterday. And yeah, game one again for the Dodgers versus the Giants is scheduled for 9:37 p.m. So we'll see how that fares. Also, the Brewers beat the Atlanta Braves today. So the Milwaukee Brewers are up now 1-0 in the series. They beat them 2-1. So the Milwaukee Brewers are now up in that series, in that game. So, yep. Yeah, that's pretty much your baseball playoffs. So we got more though. We definitely got more. All right. So yeah, we definitely got more. All right. College football. Let's go back to college football real quick. Let's go over scores that happened yesterday in Thursday night college football games. SMU, who are ranked number 24, they beat South Florida 41-17 yesterday's matchup. I believe that was yesterday's matchup. No. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wrong information. Coastal Carolina, who are ranked number 15, beat Arkansas State yesterday 52-20. Okay. And yesterday, the Houston Cougars football team, they beat Tulane Green Waves. They beat them 40-22. So Houston Cougars are now 5-1, their record. And the Tulane Green Waves fall to 1-5 on the season. As far as the Coastal Carolina versus Arkansas, Coastal Carolina continues their undefeated streak. They're at 6-0. Arkansas State falls to 1-5. Again, the final score yesterday was 52-20. Coastal Carolina, Houston Cougars, they beat Tulane Green Waves 40-22. And I believe yesterday somebody from the Coastal Carolina team had a good game. I think one of the quarterbacks. Let me see if I can pull up his stats real quick here. Let me see. Let's see. Where are you at, my friend? All right. Yeah, so it was Grayson McCall. Hats off to him. Congratulations on a great night. He was 18 for 23 completion attempts, 367 passing yards, and 4 passing touchdowns. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff by Coastal Carolina beating Arkansas State. So tremendous stuff nonetheless. All right. Let's talk Thursday night football again. We're continuing with Thursday night football. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, it was the Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. And folks, again, when you talk under the lights and you're talking Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson, again, you don't know what kind of Russell Wilson you're going to be getting. Seriously, you do not know. So with that being said, it's kind of disappointing loss. It is a disappointing loss to the Seattle Seahawks, who lost 26-17 against the Los Angeles Rams. And not to mention the Rams, now they improved to, I believe, so yeah, the Rams now improved their record to 4-1. And the Seahawks have now lost another game and they're 2 for 3. Because I know they lost last week. Actually, no, they won last week against the 49ers, but they lost again against the Vikings 2 weeks ago. And that game right there fared them, I think, what was 30-17 it was. So, yeah, losing to the Rams was kind of shocking. I mean, not to mention they were weird. They were wearing their green jerseys, and they lost under the lights against a great Los Angeles Rams team. Again, 26-17. Again, the Rams improved to improved to 4-1, while the Seahawks fall to 2-3. And speaking of the Seahawks, they have the worst defense. Oh my God, the worst defense. I mean, if you go back to this hold up for a minute here. I want to share this information here. The Seahawks defense has allowed 450 plus yards in 4 consecutive games. The longest streak in team history. That is so sad. That is just an unbelievable stat by this organization. They got to figure something out. I mean, that is the worst defense nonetheless. I mean, just watching Thursday Night Football in general last night, seeing that Seahawks defense let the Rams do what they did to them was beyond insane. I mean, they just put it's like the Rams just figured the Seahawks out. And not to mention, I mean, you got to give your kudos and props to that Rams team for going up there to Seattle Nation and giving it to the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's tough to play up there. When you talk about that crowd noise and you talk about the 12-man team up there, it's crazy. It's crazy. So congratulations to the Rams, though. The Rams, they did their thing, and they improved to 4-1. Yeah, they improved to 4-1 on the season. So the only loss I think they suffered, if I recall, Let me see who they lost to. I think it was the Bucks, right? No, they actually beat the Bucks. They lost to the Cardinals. That was the only defeat that the Rams really suffered. It was against their division rival, the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm actually I'm actually proud of the Los Angeles Rams here because losing to a division rival, ladies and gentlemen, is no like cake in the park thing. It's not an easy thing. I mean, it's a tough blow. It's a tough loss. You got to figure out why you lost to that team to begin with. Not to mention when it's a division rival, you got to strategize. You got to come up with a different game plan. Not to mention when it's even back to back. When it's back to back weeks against division rivals, you got to figure out how to beat that opponent. And not make sure that the same result doesn't happen to you 2 straight weeks in a row. So yeah, losing to the Cardinals was definitely something that the Rams definitely addressed going up to Seattle and coming up with a W against the Seahawks. So they definitely addressed it. They never looked back. They came up with a different scheme. They came up with a different game plan. They had to study some film. They definitely had to go watch some film video and exactly see where they did wrong, where where's some stuff that need to be fixed. And that Rams teams just came attacking on all cylinders to improve their record to 4-1. And the only team in that division that's undefeated now is the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, now the Seattle Seahawks are 2-3. The Rams are 4-1. And I believe the 49ers are let me see. What's their record right now? Let's check what the 49ers record is. So they are third in the NFC West, and their record is 2-2. So we'll see how they fare and what happens to them this upcoming week when they have a date with the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, so and then also another big blow for the Seattle Seahawks is reports are coming out today, actually. After Thursday Night Football yesterday, reports were coming in today that Russell Wilson could be out for a month with injury to his finger, I believe. It's like a 6 to 8 week injury that really is going to put him on the sideline significantly. So that's a big blow to the Seattle Seahawks nation. So Russell Wilson will be out 6 to 8 weeks according to sources. So it's pretty much that's like about a month, from today. And it does not look good. It does not look good for Russell Wilson none whatsoever. So I wish him the best recovery. Again, folks, I believe, correct me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Seattle Seahawks are in trouble with or without Russell Wilson. Again, that defense just did not show up last night, none whatsoever, against that Rams team. And again, Matthew Stafford continues to play extremely well. If you bring up Matthew Stafford's stats here, let's see if we could pull up his stats real quick. I would love to bring up Matthew Stafford's stats. Again, how he's faring out right now. Right now, you're talking to a great quarterback here who left the Detroit Lions team, who still hasn't won a game yet. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Matthew Stafford here, who has 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. Tremendous nonetheless. So he has a quarterback rating right now, 113.2. So tremendous stuff nonetheless by that Matthew Stafford's quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams. And he's playing great. he's playing great football, folks. He definitely is. And he has a great head coach behind him, Sean McVay. So they're doing really good for themselves in Los Angeles and SoFi Stadium. So again, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 113.2. Says a lot. Says a lot by Matthew Stafford, and he continues to just play great football each and every day, where it really counts. So now they're going to be well rested. I think they have 10 days off before the next game. So when you play those Thursday night games, you don't have to worry about a Sunday game. You pretty much get to enjoy your day off and spend the time with family and friends. And then you go back the next following week and you start strategizing to exactly how you're going to be prepared for your next team and come up with a victory against your next opponent, which probably next week. Are we looking at who's the Rams' next opponent? Let's find out. Yeah, they'll be playing the New York Football Giants on October 17th. So yeah, that'll be something to look forward to. October 17th. October 17th. Yeah. So it'll be the Los Angeles Rams against the New York Giants on October 17th. All right, 2021. So yeah, I mean, folks, again, Russell Wilson being hurt, it really hurts a lot. It's a big blow to that organization. So 6 to 8 weeks is nothing, I mean, it really hurts for that football team, but at the same time, again, with or without Russell Wilson, the Seattle Seahawks were definitely in trouble nonetheless. And it really hurts a lot. I mean, hopefully, Geno Smith now is going to carry that football team and find the momentum that, he needs to get this team together into winning football games. And they gotta strategize now. They gotta come up with a different game plan and different approach to just exactly how they're going to win these football games. So we'll see how it fares out. We'll see how it goes. And we'll go from there. We'll definitely go from there. All right. So with that being said, all right. Let's see here. We're gonna talk more NBA news. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go back to the Kyrie Irving situation. All right. So reports are coming out that he's now expected to practice with the team in a private facility. So that's good news. But I want to go back to what transpired throughout the week when I did some research to why Kyrie Irving could be potentially, he's the kind of the answer to all things. Like, will he be playing? Will he not be playing? And ladies and gentlemen, if he does not play, it's gonna kind of be bad, because not only you're letting your team down, but some games are significantly gonna be impacted, and you're just letting your team down in general. How things are not gonna be in your not gonna be in the Brooklyn Nets' favor. Losing somebody in your lineup just impacts the team in general. So let's go through what needs to be addressed here. So I did research again on exactly what happened throughout the week on the Kyrie Irving situation. So the Brooklyn Nets, again, they were preparing for the likelihood that Kyrie Irving will remain unvaccinated and be unavailable for home games and practices for the foreseeable future. Sources told ESPN Adrian Jaworski and Brian Widhurst after initial optimism that he would relate on his stance against getting the COVID-19 vaccine. The organization could be forced to decide whether to accommodate Irving's presence at games and practices outside New York City this season or shut him down altogether. Sources told ESPN that current New York City law requires proof of at least one COVID-19 vaccination dose to enter a number of indoor facilities. So you at least have to have one COVID vaccine to be required inside the building. Including the Nets' home arena, the health restrictions also encompass fitness facilities such as the team's practice facility. Irving also wouldn't be able to play road games at Madison Square Garden, home of the crosstown New York Knicks. For their part, the Knicks have achieved a 100% vaccination rate among the team's players. Under the city rules, Irving couldn't attend the team's media day in Brooklyn on September 27, though he did speak to the reporters on a video conference call. Irving appeared on the Nets sideline during the club's preseason opening road win over the Los Angeles Lakers on October 3rd, but he didn't play. The Nets' final road preseason game is slated for October 11th. That's the last opportunity for Irving to suit up with his teammates before the regular season begins, with a visit to face the reigning champion Milwaukee Bucks on October 19th. While much attention has been devoted to the few NBA players who haven't been vaccinated, 95% of players reportedly had received at least one dose as of September 30th. So with that being said, folks, I mean, October 11th is the last week of the Brooklyn Nets regular season games. And preseason games before they actually play the Milwaukee Bucks, the defending NBA champions. So, you know, that's going to be a rematch of what transpired last year in the championship, Eastern Conference championship run, before they got eliminated in 7 games at the hands of Giannis Antetokounmpo and that Milwaukee Bucks team, for the Milwaukee Bucks to advance to the NBA Finals. Well, actually, was it the Eastern Conference Finals or was it the Eastern Conference Semifinals? I think it was the Eastern Conference Semifinals, because after that, they played the Eastern Conference Championship round against the Atlanta Hawks. And after the Atlanta Hawks, the Milwaukee Bucks advanced to the NBA Finals. So that would pretty much be a rematch of the semifinals, not the championship final, not the Eastern Conference Championship Finals, but it'll be the rematch of the semifinals. So things definitely to come with that matchup going into October, I believe, October 19th. It's slated for October 19th. That'll be the first regular season game. All right. So we talked sports gambling tonight. We did talk some college football games, and we're going to talk some more injuries too that happened in college football prior to last week. We did recap week 4 of the NFL. We just talked Thursday night college football games, and we did talk college NFL. We did talk college football games that happened on Thursday night. We now did talk about the NFL that happened Thursday night between the Rams and the Seahawks. And we did talk sports gambling. We did talk some Major League Baseball playoffs. We did recap the Dodgers and the Cardinals game. We did recap the Red Sox and the Yankees game and where we stand at now, where it's now the Red Sox and the Rays. Let's see what the score is in that game currently right now. Currently, it's the top of the 7th inning, where the Red Sox are leading 8-6 against the Tampa Bay Rays. And now, confirming here, the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the San Francisco Giants is now underway. And I think the top of the first inning just wrapped up. So now they're going into the bottom of the first. Again, we recapped the games that transpired earlier today, with the Astros beating the White Sox 6-1 in Game 1, beating them today in Game 2 9-4, and now the Astros are up 2-0 against the White Sox. Again, the Rays beat the Red Sox yesterday, 5-0. Rays leading that series 1-0. The Red Sox are trying to tie it up 1-1. And the Milwaukee Brewers just beat the Atlanta Braves today, where the Brewers are now up 1-0 in that series. So again, these are all division round of the Major League Baseball playoffs. So we recapped a lot. We recapped a lot of information on this Friday night. Definitely. So we got, I believe, more to come here. So let's see what else we have that we could talk about. Trey Lance, ladies and gentlemen, he just got word that he'll be starting for the 49ers this upcoming Sunday due to Jimmy Garoppolo's injury. So Trey Lance will get his debut, and he will shine this Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. And that undefeated Kyle Murray and DeAndre Hopkins 4-0 Arizona Cardinals. So again, that would be something. Let's hope Trey Lance has a good day. And he prevails against that undefeated Arizona team. That's probably the only undefeated team in NFL right now, so to speak. So we'll see how everything transpires and unfolds in that football game there. But it should be an interesting football game nonetheless. And again, folks, I will come Sunday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. to 12 p.m. We will definitely talk a lot of football, NFL football. We'll go through predictions. We'll go through injuries. We will definitely talk fantasy football. A lot of people out there play fantasy football, of course. So we will get to all that come Sunday morning. First thing Sunday morning, we will definitely talk about that. We'll definitely talk injuries nonetheless. And we'll go through everything that everybody needs to know in the loop, for sure. All right. More college football injury news we can go over here. LSU, Derek Stingley Jr. Yeah, Stingley Jr. Derek Stingley Jr. Sorry. Out indefinitely after undergoing surgery on his foot. So that's a big blow to LSU, by the way. Tragic loss, right, for that football team. I mean, Derek Stingley Jr. was definitely a valuable asset to that football team, and for him to go out for the whole season is just a big blow to that football team. So despite uncertain timeline, Stingley said that he will do everything I can to get healthy to return this season. The cornerback is considered one of the top prospects in the 2022 NFL Draft. Bleacher Report scouting department projected him as the number 3 overall pick in its September mock draft. The 5-star recruit carried high expectations as the number 3 prospect in the 2019 class. Per 247 Sports Compensation ranking, he started as a true freshman while helping LSU win a national championship with a 15-0 record. Stingley tailed 6 interceptions in 2019, earned first-team All-American honors. The cornerback followed it up with his second straight All-SEC first-team selection in 2020 while appearing in 7 games. It had been a slow start to the 2021 season. However, as he produced just 8 tackles, 0 interceptions, defended in 3 appearances, he has been inactive for the team's last 2 games, including Saturday's loss to Auburn. The 3-2 Tigers will play ranked opponents in each of the next 5 games, starting with this Saturday's matchup at number 16, Kentucky. So, pretty much, again, it's a big blow for Derek Stingley Jr. to be out. And, again, they lost, including Saturday's loss against the Auburn Tigers. That was just a big blow. I mean, I think that's where Stingley Jr., that's where that injury, I think, occurred, for him to be out for the season again when he was playing against the Auburn Tigers, and that's a big blow, and he'll be out for the remainder of the season. So speedy recovery for Derek Stingley Jr. nonetheless. All right. So again, this Sunday we will definitely talk about Week 5, going into Week 5 matchups. We'll give you predictions. We will give you analysis, break down each team. Week going into Week 5, who they're going to be playing and who I believe has the ultimate chance of winning this Sunday. And again, that controversy in Jacksonville, folks. We'll get to all that. Again, what's wrong with this Jacksonville Jaguars team? We'll definitely get to all that this upcoming Sunday. And then tomorrow, folks, it'll be all about college football. We'll definitely break them all down. Saturday night and a 4-hour showdown. It's gonna be all college football games tomorrow. We will definitely talk about NBA news. Any NBA news that's transpiring, we'll definitely break it down to you. And I will definitely talk about Major League Baseball playoffs. Those are definitely underway with us right now. They're definitely ongoing. And they'll be they're transpiring as we speak. They're unfolding right in front of our eyes. So great games nonetheless. So lots to cover on this Worldwide Sport Updates podcast, your edition on this Friday night. What a great Friday night, folks! Though spending time with you, with everybody that's tuning in. Excuse me, or watching this on a recorded line that will be watching it recorded. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Friday night segment, this Friday night show. Each and every day, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what I'm going to do, delivering sports news each and every single day. This is not it. This is not it. So hopefully more weeks to come to delivering news and everything that's happening across the nation of our sports industry nonetheless. So I mean, this is my commitment and dedication to you guys. It really is. This is out of the goodness of my heart. I mean, I do research again. My sports marketer and myself included. We do research throughout the whole week, and we give it out every single day. To make sure that everybody's in the loop and getting all the sports information they need. Again, this is streaming right now currently on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube channel, Twitter, you name it. But anybody, ladies and gentlemen, that wants to come on here, please call me at 610-770-7638, I believe. Yeah. So it's 770-7638. I believe that's the phone number. I gotta double check again. So yeah, anybody that wants to call, talk sports, let me know. We're here for you. Let me see here. So yeah, again, the phone number is 610-330-7698. Call me on it. Let's talk sports. I'm trying to see if one of my special guests want to come on here. Let's see if he's available to come on in. I'm about to shoot him a message real quick. Let's see if he can come on here and we can talk sports for this last hour. But let's see. All right. So again, anybody that wants to talk sports, anything at all, please call me at 610-770-3698. All right. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? Let's do it. I mean, the floor is yours. Let me know. Let me know. We're here for you. We're here with anything that you guys may have. Let's see if. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just continue. All right. So let's go back here. All right. So let's talk more college football news. Again, four-star quarterback Zach Pryon commits to Georgia Tech. That's the latest news that was coming out throughout this whole week, that Zach Pryon is now commits to Georgia Tech. The new he's the four-star quarterback. Again, this is what he had to say. This is out of this is coming out of Princeton, Alabama. Valley four-star quarterback Zach Pryon announced his commitment to Georgia Tech on Wednesday morning. He's pledged number 16 for head coach Geoff Collins and his staff in the 2022 recruiting cycle. Pryon is tabbed by the top 247 as the nation's number 18 quarterback in the class. He visited the Yellow Jackets program the last 2 weekends. So Zach Pryon is now committed to Georgia Tech. He said, "I really like the coaches and what they're building there." Pryon recently told 247 Sports they all have really good energy and love what they do. The team looks bought in and they are all playing hard. The fan base is crazy for what I've seen and they have been good support. The campus exceeded my expectations. It definitely wasn't what I thought it would be. A former Baylor commit, Pryon also strongly considered Vanderbilt before going with the ACC program. "I'm only speaking from my and my wife's point of view, but the proximity to home is obviously a huge bonus." Pyron's father, Chaz, recently said, "Also, Georgia Tech is a great school. And from what we saw last weekend while visiting the campus and taking in the North Carolina game, the culture is really, really good. We love all the coaches and believe every one of them are 100% invested in our son's future and his success, both on the field and in the classroom. The fan base is passionate about their team, and they showed that last Saturday night. I guess that sums it all up. We really believe in what Coach Collins is building there, and we believe he has all the right coaches to help him accomplish that." We also, and what he means by coaches, folks, he means by staff in general. The overall staff, of course. We also love the relationship Zach is building with his position coach and his offensive coordinator, Coach Dave Pendude. Yeah, Pendude. Dave Pendude. Pryon was invited to the Elite 11 finals this summer, where he showed he is one of the top passers in this class. "First off, I feel like they're getting a winner," Princeton Valley head coach Sam Shade said. He played out of Alabama before an 8-year career in the NFL. Obviously, he's shown that looking at what he's been a part of in high school, 3 state championships in 3 years as a starting quarterback. Obviously, they're getting a winner. They're getting a leader, and he's a leader on and off the field, in the classroom, off-season program, and just an all-around leader. At the quarterback position, has a strong arm. He can make all the throws, good velocity on the ball. He's a kid. He studies it. He really works at the game. I thought he made a lot of progress from his junior year to his senior year. I saw his arm get stronger. His decision-making get better. Those are just some of the things I've seen out of him. Arkansas and Kansas State were among the other programs that extended that scholarship. Possesses a thick frame at 6'2", 215 pounds, 247 Sports. National analyst Cooper Pantega wrote in his evaluation that he displays above average athleticism and avoidability in the pocket, flashes adequate mobility as a runner, shows the ability to get what's there, demonstrates a clean shoulder high motion, appears to have adequate to above average arm strength, and shows the ability to make a variety of throws. Displaying the ability to throw with touchdown the field, excels with a moving pocket, can get the ball out from a variety of arm angles, and will need to improve accuracy and ball placement as he continues to develop. Has some gamer qualities to him, values his instincts within the pocket and ability to make plays on the run. So, again, Zach Pryon commits to Georgia Tech. All right. Before we have a lot more to talk about here, so hopefully I can squeeze all this in 1 hour. But I want to talk a little bit about Premier Boxing, folks. So I want to talk about Premier Boxing. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow it is the boxing match of Wilder versus Tyson Fury. And that's going to be an epic matchup, folks. And I looked at the card again for all my sports gamblers out there that are listening in and tuning in right now. If you are definitely looking forward to gambling in that game tomorrow night, the gambling aspects of it is going to be really, really crazy nonetheless. And I did some research on exactly how. I did my research for sports gamblers out there of how this is gonna be, how this is gonna transpire and fold out. Let me show you guys something here. Hold on, bear with me. All right, I might not have it in the gallery pictures. Okay, so let me check here. Actually, you know what? I think I shared it onto my story, didn't I? I did. All right. So let's go back here and okay. So it is the fight of the week. Okay. And again, it'll be Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, the current fighting odds right now are currently Tyson Fury with minus 290 and Deontay Wilder plus 230. Again, for sports gamblers out there, those are the current odds right now for two boxing professional athletes. And again, they go by Fury to win by round and Wilder to win. And then Wilder or Fury to win, they give rounds. So any of my sports gamblers out there, if you're looking to gamble in that game tomorrow night, that's the game to gamble tomorrow. Who are you going to be going with? Either is it going to be Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. So that's the boxing match of a lifetime tomorrow night there. Something to look forward to. Again, I think it's on pay-per-view, I believe it is. So they're giving odds about knockout or either by win. So that's your boxing match for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to chime in your bets on that game, it's again Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder in that matchup tomorrow night, and it's gonna be an epic matchup. Boxing match nonetheless. So if you guys really to up the stakes and get some money out of that boxing match, that's the match to do it, folks. So again, it's Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder tomorrow night. So tune in. It's going to be a great boxing matchup nonetheless. All right, so I want to talk about something that came also across from the NBA that I want to throw out there with you, everybody. Congratulations to the Detroit Pistons organization. They just hired former basketball player Ben Wallace as I believe their new basketball operations and team engagement advisor. So again, Ben Wallace, former basketball player. Congratulations to him. Now he's with the Detroit Pistons as a team Yeah, he's as a team advisor, I believe. Yeah, team operations. Yeah, as their new basketball team operations and team engagement advisor. So again, Ben Wallace, congratulations on that. I mean, well deserved nonetheless. So great, 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 great stuff. You like to see that. You really do. You really do. I mean, you really like to see, you know, former basketball players getting involved again with their organization that they used to play professional basketball with. And Ben Wallace is well deserved in that field to be a team engagement advisor, to engage with that organization, and nonetheless to be involved with basketball operations, to see if everything is running great with that organization. Is just so tremendous, no doubt about it. So awesome stuff nonetheless. All right. More news to go over here. I guess we have 1 hour show left. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. You guys are really, 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 really appreciative. I mean, I appreciate all your support, the much love, and your appreciating us. I mean, through thick and thin, through all of this, is really, really much appreciated. Again, I know a lot of people have a lot of stuff to do on this Friday night. It's a lot of people are busy. A lot of people have things to do. And I totally understand that. That's why there is a recorded podcast available for your viewing after this is over. But just let me know what you guys think based off your feedback. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all your support. So be really appreciative and supportive of this podcast. Just go out there and support it. Share it. Let everybody know that there is a new podcast in town that you guys would like to interact to get your sports news each and every day. Week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, throughout each of every week. We are committed to doing that for you each and every day. That's for sure. That's for sure. And I believe the Lakers are right now currently playing. If I'm wrong, yeah, I don't know who they're playing against. Let me find out here. I guess they're right now in a preseason game against Golden State Warriors. I think that game is starting now. Yeah, so it's the Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. So that matchup is about to get underway, and the Lakers right now are 0-2, and the Golden State Warriors are 2-0. So yeah, that matchup is about to start. And I mean, maybe it did start, but it's about to get underway soon. All right. Okay, so more news to cover here that happened throughout the week. NBA players won't be subject to random marijuana tests during the 2021-2022 season. The NBA is reportedly relaxing its rules around the marijuana use for the 2021-2022 season. According to ESPN, Adrian Jaworski, NBA players will not be subject to random tests for marijuana during the upcoming season. Jaworski noted that testing for drug of abuse and performance-enhancing substance will continue. The NBA first adopted the policy during the 2020 season restart in the league's bubble in Orlando, Florida. The league continued to suspend marijuana testing for the 2020-2021 season, and we have agreed with the NBAPA to extend the suspension of random testing for marijuana for the 2021-2022 season and focus our random testing program on performance-enhancing products and drug of abuse. NBA spokesman Mike Bass said in a statement via Associated Press reporter Tim Reynolds throughout the offseason that NBA has been dealing with the more pressure issue of vaccination against COVID-19. The league reportedly had a 95% vaccination rate among players when training camp opened last week. But there is still a vocal group that remains stanchly against receiving the vaccination. On Monday, the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association reportedly reached an agreement on salary reductions for players who sit out at home at games during the 2021-2022 season. because they don't meet local COVID-19 vaccination requirements. The NBA season is set to tip off on October 19, with the Brooklyn Nets visiting the defending champions Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers hosting the Golden State Warriors. So that all will be happening on October 19 when the official regular season gets underway. But again, the news came out that the NBA they will not be subject to random marijuana tests. That was the research that I did get brought upon to my attention throughout the whole week. So good stuff there. And thank you to my sports marketer who attacked that research, that information, to bring it to you guys, because that's valuable information, stuff that needs to be thrown out there to the whole world. How the NBA is going to be dealing with the NBA drug substance abuse and the drug testing moving forward. So that's great stuff to know, no doubt about it. And that's something you definitely have to put out there. Nonetheless, no doubt about it. I mean, that's great, valuable information that everybody needs to definitely stay in the loop with. All right, so here's some hockey news. We definitely stayed out of hockey the whole night. I mean, I'm surprised I'm coming with it right now, but I am gonna give you here's some NBA news, breaking news. The Bulls just beat the Pelicans 181-85. That's your final score from the preseason action. Congratulations to the Chicago Bulls. What are they, undefeated right now too? I think they won their previous game. So yeah, so awesome job by the Chicago Bulls. Let me check their record though. I mean, I think a lot of people want to know exactly what their record stands at right now. But let me see here. So yeah, they're so they're officially 2-0. Yeah, after beating the Pelicans. And the Pelicans fall to 1-2. 1-2. So awesome job by the Chicago Bulls, off to a great preseason start. So nonetheless, that's awesome. All right. So here's some NHL news to throw at you, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Galchenyuk, Galchenyuk. He signs a 1-year contract with the Coyotes. Veteran forward Alex Galchenyuk, sorry if I couldn't pronounce that name right, is returning to Arizona after signing a 1-year contract with the Coyotes. The terms of the deal were not disclosed. Galchenyuk has been in camp with the Coyotes on a professional tryout. And we are very pleased to sign Alex. General Manager Bill Armstrong said in a statement, he is versatile, skilled forward who works hard and has earned a spot on our roster. He'll be a good addition to our team. Galchenyuk, who spent time with the Ottawa Senators and Toronto Maple Leafs last season, last played for the Coyotes in 2018 to 2019 when he had 41 points, 19 goals, and 22 assists in 71 games. The Milwaukee native has 333 points, 140 goals, 193 assists, and 583 career NHL games with the Montreal Canadiens, Pittsburgh Penguins, Minnesota Wild, Coyotes, Maple Leafs, and the Senators. The 27-year-old Galchenyuk was taken third overall by the Canadiens in the 2012 NHL draft. So that is definitely awesome stuff. Congratulations to him. He is now a new member of the Coyotes. Of the Coyotes on a 1-year contract. So that's NHL news right there for you. All right. So let's go into a little bit more about what the the Major League Baseball is approaching as far as their COVID vaccination mandate for minor league players. That came into an effect this upcoming week. That now they have come up with vaccination mandates for minor league baseball. So here's the report. Major League Baseball is reportedly finalizing a policy that would require all minor league players to be vaccinated by the start of the 2022 season. According to Hannah Kaser of Yahoo Sports, the league cannot mandate vaccine for major leaguers without an agreement from the Players Association. But minor leaguers do not have union representation. That allows the commissioner's office to make an ulterior decision regarding the more than 3,000 players. MLB did offer more relaxed protocols for fully vaccinated major leagues in 2021, including permission to eat at restaurants. Teams with at least 85% of personnel vaccinated could also eliminate social distancing and mask requirements. According to Kaser, 24 of the league's 30 teams reached the 85% threshold, while the Boston Red Sox, Chicago Cubs, New York Mets, Seattle Mariners, Arizona Diamondbacks, and Kansas City Royals all fell short. Major League Baseball also has required non-playing personnel, including managers and coaches, to be vaccinated in order to gain access to the field for the 2021 postseason, per Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. The mandate for minor leaguers would be the next step to ensure a high vaccination rate across baseball. So that's your information there and the news regarding how Major League Baseball is going to approach the vaccination for minor leagues. So that's awesome, valuable stuff that need to be shared out, nonetheless. And awesome stuff. All right, guys, if you'd like to talk sports with me, please call 770-3698. I'll be glad to take your phone calls. Let's do this. The floor is yours if you guys want to talk about anything. So, yeah, please call me 610-770-3698. All right. So let's go into more information here. The NFL could host games in Germany starting next season. That's more research that came in this upcoming week, that the NFL could be hosting games starting next season, and they're eyeing France and Spain. The NFL has returned to London, with the Atlanta Falcons facing the New York Jets on Sunday. But the league is just as focused on its next international destination. Germany, Brett Gosper, NFL head of UK and Europe, said that they are finalizing their shortlist of German cities to host a game as early as next season. The opening of an office in Germany is a reasonably imminent, he added, as is the hiring of a general manager there as the league expands in Europe. With France and Spain also in its sights, 8 cities in Germany expressed interest in becoming a partner city to host a regular season game. So that is some awesome stuff that if the NFL thinks about expanding. I mean, even though they're in London now, they could be thinking about expanding to Germany and Spain going into next season, which means the NFL just keeps on growing and getting recognized even better in the National Football League as an entire league organization, nonetheless, to be extending all the way to Germany and Spain. How much would that be? A great approach for the NFL in general. He said that the NFL has announced a bidding process in June. He will whittle down to 3, and we're hoping we'll be able to announce something in the next week or two. Gosper told the Associated Press in an interview this week the announcement could coincide with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's expected trip to London during the international series. After the Falcons faced the Jets on Sunday, the Jacksonville Jaguars played the Miami Dolphins a week later. Both games will be held at that stadium of Premier League soccer team Tottenham. Gosper declined to identify the likely German finalists, but said bidders might come to London on an observer program for the Jags and Dolphins game. They're in the final bid, he said. There is some sensitivity on their side, in particular because they have to go through their own appropriate decision making. We've made sure these cities formed a constructed to them So it will be a partnership between the region, the city, and the owner of the stadium, which in most cases is a Bundesliga football club. A regular season game in Germany seems a question of when, if not if, with a decision expected by the end of the year. He said the only hesitation on the 2022 would be scheduling conflicts with soccer's World Cup, which begins next November in Qatar. If we could solve those, then it could be 2022, certainly no later than 2023. He said a suitable stadium is a big factor, followed by ease of travel. Tottenham's state-of-the-art facility was built to host both soccer and NFL games with capacity seating of 62,850. The cities of Drummond, Berlin, Glenskirchen, and Stuttgart each have a stadium, and München has two, capable of holding at least 60,000 fans. With soccer club Borussia Dortmund's the largest at just over 81,000. Sky Sports, which has the broadcasting rights for the NFL in Britain, earlier reported that München and Düsseldorf expressed interest, but that Berlin did not due to laws on commercial promotions. It's not about size. Gasper said they're looking for a deeper relationship than just a game once a year, citing grassroots partnerships in an NFL academy. Germany, which has increasingly produced athletes for U.S. college football programs, had 5 teams at various times in the former World League, NFL Europe, NFL Europea. A league office in Germany is upcoming. It's reasonably imminent because we're at the intense phase of a search for a general manager. Where we decided that would be set up might depend on where we land on a possible game in Germany, said Gasper, the Australian former CEO of World Rugby. After Germany, NFL analysis has shown that France will be the next logical European host. It would seem that France is probably the third market in that sense in the analysis that we've done, followed by Spain. Gasper said the Nordics are very strong too, with a smaller population base. Those markets are on a high growth path now in terms of viewership. In terms of increased fans, he said the NFL has played 28 regular season games in London from 2007 through 2019. None were played in the city in 2020, when 4 were scheduled because of the pandemic. There are 7 years left on the Tottenham's 10-year contract to host 2 NFL games annually. Gasper said Wembley Stadium has also held games, particularly hosting Jacksonville, as the Jags have built a large fan base in Britain. We don't have total certainty yet, but we're confident that the Jags will continue that relationship into the future, Gasper said. The number of games we're not sure of at this point, and with an expanded 17-game schedule, as well as the new opportunity for NFL teams to negotiate exclusive marketing deals with cities or regions around the world, there are possibilities for even more games in London. Gasper said that the NFL is reviewing marketing plans of teams interested in deploying internationally, and they could decide themselves to host the occasional game outside the home market. Some NFL owners also own Premier League clubs. The Glazer family also owns both the defending NFL champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Manchester United. Stan Kroenke owns the Los Angeles Chargers and Arsenal. It's hard to determine at this stage whether we head back to 4, 3, or 5 games. Gasper said that will be determined by the market, but there will be no less than 2 in the UK and probably high likelihood of more. The annual question of whether the Jags would relocate full-time to London hasn't been discussed, he added. We'd love the franchise to come to London one day, obviously because it's going to help grow our fan base, not just in London, but across Europe. As well, given the proximity, it's now up to any owners if that's what they feel like to do. then we're ready for it. But that's entirely their call. So crazy, crazy stuff, folks. I mean, what an amazing thing and approach for the NFL to possibly be expanding to Germany and Spain, nonetheless. So awesome stuff. Not no doubt about it. That means the NFL is just getting recognized and getting noticeable, moving forward to the suitable future here. And just it's just the NFL is so high on market. It is ridiculous. Just the way they keep expanding and growing each and every season. The NFL wants to get everybody back together and wants to have everybody really be as a family together and be all over the world getting noticed is so much tremendous stuff. Not for just when you talk about revenue and profits and them selling their stuff when it comes to assets, it is just tremendous stuff. And not to mention they're getting that market up, that the value market keeps rising and rising, and it's just a high market value for the NFL in general when it comes to profit, the sales revenue, everything that you mentioned about the NFL just expanding to Germany, possibly Spain. I mean, right now it's only London, but if it keeps getting expanded like this, folks, the NFL is going to be around for much years to come. When you talk about for them expanding further and further internationally wise, not just you're talking about Major League Soccer only, and you're talking about rugby, but you're talking about the NFL getting involved in its natural database. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And their focal perspective point of view, their market just keeps going up and up, and they're valuable. Their sales, their profits, the revenue, all that is going to play into factor. When teams are getting involved internationally, when they're thinking about selling their products and just getting themselves noticeable each and every single day in and day out, as the NFL season gets underway. It's so awesome. It's so awesome, no doubt about it. The NFL should be definitely proud the way this is becoming for them. No doubt, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They should definitely be proud of this. No doubt about it. I mean, this is awesome, amazing stuff, news that's coming from the NFL. Just to see this really happening and unfolding in front of our eyes. It is great news, nonetheless. So amazing stuff. So, I mean, the NFL just keeps on growing, folks. It just keeps on growing and getting there, getting to where it needs to be, and it's just truly amazing. All right. Again, more NFL news to come up here with you guys, and it was mentioned throughout the whole week, throughout sources and everybody, that the NFL TV viewership has went up 17% from last season, and I think that had to do with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New England Patriots game. So that is definitely good news for the NFL. Compared to last season, their viewership definitely went up 17%, which is definitely awesome, tremendous stuff. The NFL and the network executive expected their ratings to increase this season, but the rate through the first 4 weeks has still taken many by surprise. Games are now averaging 17.3 million viewers on television and digital, folks. Television and digital. That is just awesome stuff. Tremendous. Eyebrow raising right there. Eyebrow raising. And shocking to say the least throughout the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. So games are averaging, a whopping 17% increase over the last season, and 3% compared to 2 years ago. Whether the league can maintain that level of growth remains to be seen. Last season was played during the pandemic, mostly in empty stadiums, as we all recall. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Also, many people's viewing habits changed in a presidential election year. The league has had the top 21 rated shows since the start of the season. The top two games have featured Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brady's return to New England last Sunday was the biggest draw, averaging 26.7 million viewers, with the season opener against Dallas second at 24.8. The Bucs and Patriots game was NBC's second most watched match since it started airing Sunday Night Football package in 2006. Look at that. Look at that crazy stat right there, folks. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. And I think the league right now is firing on all cylinders. NBA Sports Group Chairman Pete Bakavaka said, as much as last year was a wonderful achievement getting the season in with no delays, you see what the full stadiums have added. Along with the power and passion that fans bring, not only have we had great matches on paper, but they have been unbelievable on the field. 4 of the 5 league broadcasters have growth above 20%. The 3 NFL Network Thursday night games average 8.1 million, which is up to 29% from last season, and the highest average since 2018. Last Thursday, Jacksonville Cincinnati game averaged 8.5 million. That was last week's game too. The best showing for a non-Fox or CBS shared game since the Cleveland Browns New York Jets contest in 2018. NBC's package is at 23.1 million, an increase of 24%, and its best average at this point of the season since 2015. CBS 17.87 million and ESPN's Monday Night Football 14.2 million are both up 22%. Fox has the highest Sunday afternoon average at 18 million, but that is an increase of 2% from last season. Fox did not have an exclusive doubleheader in week 1, which could be one reason for not as big as ratings bump. Close games are also a factor in the increases. At this point, a league's record 15 of the 64 games have been decided by a winning score in the final minute of the regulation or overtime. Also, but 23 of the games have been within one score in the fourth quarter. Crazy stuff, folks. Crazy stuff. Absolutely. I mean, the NFL ratings are just tremendous and over the roof compared to last season. How they tremendously have gone up and they're being noticed. And ladies and gentlemen, hats off and kudos to the NFL. Much respect to that organization. I mean, to that sports league in general. Just how they went through obstacles, through thick and thin of what transpired last year with the pandemic, with COVID, and almost shutting everything down. And ladies and gentlemen, they sticked through thick and thin through all of this, just to have a full season, and to crown a champion, which was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course. It is just so awesome, ladies and gentlemen, compared to last year to this year, and the ratings just going over the roof, compared to NBC and CBS. I mean, Thursday night football is getting the most of its recognized showings of them all, and they just keep going up and up. I mean, and throughout the first 4 weeks, folks, can you imagine if they did it in 6 weeks? I mean, well, no, excuse me. Can you imagine if they did it in 2 weeks? Think about that for a minute. Think about it. Can you imagine if they did it in 1 week? Can you imagine if they did it in 3 weeks? It's so amazing. So amazing how this is all coming about. I mean, it's like nothing is stopping them. They're overcoming the odds. Pretty much, we will find a way. We will find a solution. As long as we get a football game in, we're good to go. We're good to go. And of course, you have to follow COVID protocols, but that's all on you, though. That's all on the players. Again, I heard during the offseason I think this was back in August. And what I mean by the players is, again, Cole Beasley had to say something about it. He said that well, I think all in general, the NFL organization in general said if players if they don't get vaccinated, if if they don't show like proof that they are vaccinated, of course, games could be forfeited, and they could forfeit the games, and there could be no games at all. I mean that's an automatic loss for that team that forfeits that game, and it doesn't look good for season ticket holders. It does not, so either way, I mean, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, whether you choose to or not to, it's gonna hurt the team, and you gotta forfeit those games. And unfortunately, you know how it turns out. You know how it turns out. Then everything will go pretty much in shambles, and ratings will fall. But as of right now, we haven't come across that throughout the first 4 weeks of the NFL. So everything's on schedule. Everything's good to go. I think everybody's opting out still. If they decide if they want to play or don't want to play, they could just sit at home and not play. And that's the smartest decision for football. I mean, for football players to make, and not to jeopardize their games throughout the whole week. I mean, it's just opting out. Waiting until next season and play it safe. It's, your safety and your health is the number one priority before anything else that comes here. And it's not all about money, folks. It really is not. So whether you are getting paid a 5-year contract or a 4-year contract, or you signed the 1-year contract but you're committed to that team. I mean, again, whether your decision falls on you, whether you opt in or opting out. And you got to know how you play. You got to know how you play your cards. If you opt in, I mean, if you opt out of the season, you got to make sure how you're managing your money wise, your financially wise. You don't want to blow all that money that you committed to with that team. Like, for example, if you signed with the Miami Dolphins on a 2-year contract for $525 million, that $525 million, even if you decide to opt out and you don't want to play for the rest of the season, you got to make sure you're keeping that money intact, because if you waste it all during the off season, that you are staying put to make sure that you're COVID-free safety, you got to make sure that you still have that money in place going into next season if you decide to be with the remainder of that team. It's pretty much how I'm explaining it to all the people out there, what it means when you opt out, and you don't want to, and you decide not to play for this season. So that's where I'm trying to get at here, folks. That's where I'm trying to put out in layman terms of what it means when you opt out and you don't want to play. So you got to know how you play your cards with that one, folks. Definitely. And I know Lane Johnson has done it a few times where he's opted out and he didn't want to play no more because due to COVID safety protocols. But then when you commit to that football team, any money that you are committed to, you got to make sure it's intact and in full play next season. Because again, if you don't have that money, not only are you hurting yourself, but you're hurting the team in general. So think about that for a minute, before you decide to do something with that money. All right. More news from the NBA. Pacers deal injured Edmund Sumner to the Nets. So Pacers have so they made a trade, I believe. Yeah, they made a trade for injured Edmund Sumner to the Brooklyn Nets, and they signed Brad Wanamaker to a deal. So this was a deal that happened throughout the week. So the Indiana Pacers traded injured guard Edmund Sumner to the Brooklyn Nets on Wednesday for the rights to forward Juan Pablo Vallet with a conditional second-round pick. Sumner tore his left Achilles tendon during the offseason workouts and had surgery September 13th. The former Xavier star had his best season in 2020-2021, averaging 7.5 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 0.6 steals. All career highs along with 0.9 assists. He was Indiana's second-round pick in 2017. The 25-year-old Volt was Charlotte's second-round pick in 2015, but has played overseas since then. His rights were eventually traded to Brooklyn. After playing his home country of Argentina and the last 2 seasons in Spain, Volet has a deal to play in Greece this season. Indiana also signed NBA veteran Brad Wanamaker to a training camp deal. The 32-year-old guard split his time with Golden State and Charlotte last season with combined averages of 5.5 points, 2.9 assists, and 1.7 rebounds. So that was your trade deal right there. Moving forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, the Pacers have dealt injured Edmund Sumner to the Brooklyn Nets, and they have signed Brad Wanamaker to a deal. All right. What a night. What a night, folks. I mean, I can't believe I'm throwing all this out, but it's definitely well worth it. Again, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, folks, for tuning in tonight, for making this the best Friday night podcast, the debut of Worldwide Sport Updates. Tremendously what it is. And we got more for future weeks to come, folks. This is not the end. This is not it for Worldwide Sport Updates. Again, tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. again, same time, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., where we're going to be talking about college football all day. All right. And we'll give you exactly the scores and highlights, stats, of what transpired throughout college football Saturday. And I think I did get a college football score notification on my watch. Let's see who played tonight, actually. Let's see here. Somebody did play tonight. I'm trying to see. I did get a score come in from one of the college footballs. Okay, apparently it's not there anymore. So let's check it out. Let's check it out here. Yeah. The score that I got from college football is Cincinnati Bearcats beat Temple 52-3. Oh my God. Dominating fashion right there. Dominating fashion nonetheless. So Cincinnati Bearcats, they're ranked number 5 in their college rankings, beat the Temple Owls. Oh my God. The Temple Owls 52-3. That was the final score tonight in that matchup. And I believe Arizona State and Stanford are playing right now. They're currently in the first quarter with 11:32 remaining in that football game. And now let's go back to Major League Baseball and see what's going on there. The Red Sox right now are leading the Tampa Bay Rays, ladies and gentlemen, 14-6 mid through the 9th inning. I think they're about to go to the bottom of the 9th. Tampa Bay Rays are about to lose this game. So Boston Red Sox and the Rays are about to be tied 1 game apiece once we get this final score in. As far as the Dodgers and Giants game, right now they are in the bottom of the 4th inning. The score in that game is 2-0 San Francisco Giants currently right now. Yep. So that's what's going on currently in that nature of things. All right. Now I believe there's only 2 college football games happening tonight on Friday. I believe so. Let me check. Yeah, there's only 2 happening tonight. So it is the Temple and Cincinnati Bearcats, which we gave the final score there. And actually, there's 3 games. I'm sorry. Arizona State and Stanford are playing right now. Yeah, so they're playing right now. And I believe Charlotte and Florida International, they just ended their football game right now, actually. So Charlotte beat Florida International 45-33. That is your final score there. So that was the final score there, folks. Yep. Oh my God, what an amazing night. What an amazing Friday night, folks. That definitely, truly is, nonetheless. All right. Let's see. Let's go into more information here for you. All right. Cowboys, Leo Collins has filed lawsuit against the NFL over a 5-game suspension. Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle Leo Collins has filed a lawsuit in Texas against the NFL, seeking to end his 5-game suspension, per Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. The lawsuit reportedly seeks a temporary restraining order, a temporary injection, and a permanent injection against ongoing enforcement of the suspension. Collins was suspended 5 games for violating the league's policy on substance abuse, though Todd Aker of ESPN reported that he did not fail a drug test. ESPN Adam Schefter later reported that Collins allegedly tried to bribe the test collector after multiple missed tests. The player filed an appeal, but the arbitrator rejected the appeal and it upheld the 5-game suspension. Collins' representatives released a statement in September saying the league was intentionally misleading during the process. Per Florio, per LaFleur, the lawsuit says the NFL incorrectly claimed Collins had previously earned a 4-game suspension for substance abuse, and that the arbitrator relied on the fact to make the decision. The lawsuit also says that based on league policy, missed tests only result in fines rather than a suspension. The NFL called the lawsuit meritless. In its response Wednesday, Collins has already served 3 games of his suspension, but is hoping to return to the field before missing 2 more weeks. The 28-year-old has only played 1 game this season after starting 47 of 48 possible regular season games over the previous 3 years. Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, folks. There is still more news I want to cover before we end this segment tonight. So before I wrap things up, we might be going a little bit later tonight, up to 11:30. So I'm sorry for that. That's my apologies. I think we did start early, didn't we? Or we started late? I think we started actually on time. We started at 7:00 p.m. tonight. We were expected to end at 11, but I guess we're gonna have overtime tonight. Yeah, we're gonna have overtime tonight. So with that being said, we're gonna go up to 11:30. Hopefully we are done by 11:30. So I would like to give out all the news that was researched throughout the whole week to give it to you guys. Nonetheless, if you guys missed it, I mean, it's all, that's what I'm here for. So again, if you missed the news, anything, that's what I'm here for. All right. So with that being said, more here to give out. Let me see. All right. So more information to give out here. Michigan football loses commitment from 4-star recruit Mario Iggiano. Michigan football will have to be a little more active on the passing, rushing recruitment over the next few months. Mario Iggiano, a 4-star edge player, according to 247 Sports composite ratings, decommitted on Thursday from the Wolverines after announcing his pledge in July. So the Michigan Wolverines have lost their 4-star recruit Mario Iggiano. So that's a big blow to Michigan nonetheless. No doubt about it. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So More news to go over here. Trevor Irizarry, Irize, Trevor Irize undergoes ankle surgery, is out at least 2 months. Lakers forward, this is NBA news, by the way. Lakers forward Trevor Irize will be out at least 2 months after undergoing ankle surgery. Los Angeles announced Wednesday Irize, 36, underwent an arthroscopic deburrment procedure performed on his right ankle, per a team statement. He'll be reevaluated by the team doctors in 8 weeks. The 2021-2022 season marks a return to Los Angeles for Irize. The UCLA product played for the Lakers in 07-08 and 08-09 season, reaching the finals twice while winning one championship alongside Kobe Bryant and Paul Gasol. Irize is a 17-year NBA veteran, logging stints with 10 different franchises. Irize averaged 9.4 points and 4.8 rebounds per game for the Miami Heat last season, and he was expected to be a member of the Los Angeles wing rotation this season, a unit that includes LeBron James, Taylor Horton Tucker, Carmelo Anthony, Wayne Ellington, and Kent Bazemore. The Lakers won the 2020 championship in the NBA bubble, but they were eliminated by the Suns in the first round of the 2021 playoffs. The 2021-22 season marks year number 19 for James as he looks to secure his 5th championship run. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, that's pretty much it right there for NBA, I believe. Let's see here. Senators Colin White to miss 4 to 6 months after shoulder surgery. Ottawa, this is NHL news, by the way. Ottawa Center Colin White will need surgery to repair a dislocated shoulder and will be out 4 to 6 months. Senator coach DJ Smith provided the update on White during his media availability Thursday. White sustained the injury 5 minutes into Monday's preseason game against Toronto after landing awkwardly on his arm following a collision with Maple Leafs forward David Kampf. The 24-year-old from Boston had 10 goals and 8 assists in 45 games with the Senators last season. All right. Okay. More news to break out here. Louisville freshman Mike James to miss 2022 basketball season with torn Achilles tendon. And I believe this is coming from college basketball news here. Louisville freshman Mike James will miss the 2021-2022 basketball season after tearing his Achilles tendon for his left front in his left leg in practice Wednesday. James will undergo surgery Friday. First and foremost, I feel for Mike. Coach Chris Mack said he's a phenomenal young man and was poised to have a stellar freshman season. Secondly, I feel for his teammates, coaches, family, and his friends that have supported him daily. Lastly, I feel for Louisville's fans who will miss seeing a terrific addition to our program. I have no doubt, however, that Mike will be back better than ever next season. James, a 6'6" wing from Florida, was ranked number 79 in the ESPN 100 for the 2021 class. He was the highest ranked player in Louisville recruiting class and was expected to provide depth on the perimeter for the Cardinals. James averaged 19.4 points en route to winning Class 7A Player of the Year in Florida as a senior. Without James, Mack is still well stocked with perimeter talent. 3 transfers: Noah Locke of Florida, Mason Faulkner of Western Carolina, and Jared West of Marshall join the fold, as does junior college guard L. Ellis, sophomore guard Dre Davis returns after starting 17 games last season. And starter Samuel Williamson can also play on the wing in bigger lineups. Louisville opens its season November 9th against Southern. All right. All right. So more to cover here. Clippers Preston undergoes foot surgery. Los Angeles Clippers guard Jason Preston is expected to miss a large chunk of his rookie season after undergoing foot surgery Thursday. Sources told ESPN Adrian Jaworski Preston has missed 2 preseason games after injuring his foot in practice last month. The 22-year-old Preston was selected 33 overall in this year's NBA draft after leading Ohio to an upset win over Virginia in the NCAA tournament. He originally enrolled at Central Florida to pursue sports journalism before becoming a star at Ohio. All right. All right. So lots of news coming out, folks. Lots of news coming out here. 5-star Camp Whitmore. Yeah, this was also breaking news throughout this whole week. Camp Whitmore is headed to Villanova. The rise of 5-star Camp Whitmore isn't complete, but the 6'6" senior, Severn, Maryland Archbishop Spalding took another step forward. Step towards his bright future on Thursday. One of the best athletes in the senior class announced live on CBS Sports that he has committed to Jay Wright and Villanova. Now ranked number 21 nationally by 247 Sports after entering the summer outside of the top 100, Whitmore broke down why he chose Villanova. It speaks for itself. That's his quotes. It speaks for itself. Whitmore told 247 Sports to win. They win national championships, so they have history. Coach just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that's all you have to say about that. So you have a great coach and a great program, and what stood out to me was being in that practice and seeing how they were together. Linking arms when coach was talking and very disciplined. That really stood the discipline on and off the court. They are competitive and they treat you like family. A true high flyer who plays a physically punching style of the inside-out basketball, Whitmore is among the nastiest competitors in the class of 2022 and will fill a need in college. I'm a guy that already has a strong build and a college-ready body, said Whitmore. I'm versatile and could do anything on the floor you ask me to do offensively and defensively. I'm also pretty tall and strong for my position, and I think I'm the guy for it. Throughout his career, Whitmore has overcome injury, lost out on exposure opportunity due to COVID, and for a while he was overlooked. He didn't complain, he just kept working and believing that the work would pay off. And that happened during a dominant June and July run with his high school team and summer squad. Team Mellow at Nike's Peach Jam. I stayed down and remained humble, said Whitmore. I also got hurt my freshman year. So I just kept believing in myself, found a way to do work and make it all happen. I just kept believing that I could make it big. The third member of Villanova's 2022 recruiting class. Whitmore joins the 4-star combo guard Mark Armstrong and 4-star shooting guard Brandon Hassan in a class that now ranks number 8 nationally. His goals when he gets to campus, they are very clear and very direct. I want to win championships, Big East and NCAA. Congratulations to Whitmore on heading to Villanova. Oregon running back CJ Verdell will miss the rest of the season with leg injury per head coach Mario Cristobal. Number 8, Oregon suffered a disappointing loss Saturday against unranked Stanford, but the Ducks lost more than just the game. Leading running back CJ Verdell was carted off with an injury in the third quarter against the Cardinals, and after Thursday's practice, Oregon head coach Mario Cristobal told reporters that Verdell is out for the remainder of the season. Verdell leads the Ducks with 78 carries for 406 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. He also recorded a receiving touchdown this year. Verdell is a redshirt junior after sitting out his freshman year. The California native burst onto the scene with a back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 2018 and 2019. He played in 5 of Oregon's 7 games during the COVID-19 shortened 2020 season, finishing with 285 rushing game. Wait, hold on. Finishing with 285 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns without Verdell in the lineup. Junior running back Travis Dye will be relied on